Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gamer's Ledge. My name is Mark, and I'm one of your hosts, but today I'll be a player. And before I turn it over to our DM, I do need to do a little bit of housekeeping. Welcome to episode 1 of Deadlands, Marshals of the Great West. The Westward journey begins. Want to thank the new followers on Twitter. We broke 1,000 last week, which is insane, at Gamer's Ledge if you want to follow us there. Also want to thank the new followers on Twitch. We're 8 away from 800 now, which is nuts because we just passed 700 a little while ago. And we're actually in a friendly race with 3 other streamers of similar size to hit 1,000 followers on Twitch. So if you know someone that might enjoy the shows, please do send them our way. We're currently about 100 follows behind the top spot. Thank you to our new followers on Twitch in the last couple days. Falcon Rise 96, Okie Caitlin, Hunter 071192, Retro Chris, Davey Stewart 14, Spooky Livy, Ghost in the Show, Lisa Nunu TTV, Jaded 979, Reverse Flash TV, Foki Your Eye 900, Evans 12315, Art Quasar, Ashia Rose, Cutter DB, Lord Tech UK, Code Fear 1011, One Rick Chaos 2043, Benny I 3031, Nezi Otaku, 50 Centos, Wiley Quinn, Chillzilla 25, BMR the Dopest, Rising Phoenix TV, Hacksaw 24, Eric the Qist, Laughing Lasagna, Shipping Salt, American Black Up, Exterminate 944, Philly Perk, and Vincent Death. Thank you to Prophet Profanity and That Gamer John and Meep the Bunny for the raids last night, and Twisted Ginger for the gift sub and the biddies, and Scales and Tails for the bits as well. Remember that subs, bits, and chests are never required or expected of anyone, but we're appreciative when you do. Helps keep us doing what we're doing. Second, we've been looking at ways to expand the points redemptions down below, as Twitch has a limit of how many there are. So we've kept everything there. That's there and added a few new ones. Now, most of the point redemptions are turned off tonight. There are a few to make us all drink, to Torm, and all kinds of different things down there that you can do to interact with the game itself. But we've added some extra stuff as well using Streamloots, and the link is in our About page. It's streamloots.com/gamersledge. This is a completely optional thing. We've added a bunch of treasure chest cards so that folks can either buy them or be gifted them, and I've tried to make them so they'd apply to most streams. Now, obviously, what applies to a TTRPG probably is pretty limited, so use your judgment if you're redeeming them. But it should be a fun side thing for those that want to participate, and you do not have to. The channel points are not going away. Like I said, just wanted a way to expand them to encompass more things, and this is a pretty snazzy way to do it. If you sign up at streamloots.com/gamersledge, let me know, and I'll give you a code for 1 free chest until I run out of them. Also, the other thing that I do need to say is that the wife unit has declared that if we sell 500 chests, we will do a 24-hour zipper zombie stream. That is a 24-hour stream where she and I will be in full stage makeup as zipper zombies. Daniel will be there as well, and we'll have other guests as well, but we're currently sitting at 9 out of 500 chests. Third, we're working on a new community challenge. Details coming soon. Fourth, new merch in the merch store, so check that out. bit.ly/gamersledgemerch, all one word. Fifth, we've also joined Streamers for Kids, which is a streamer group promoting Extra Life, which, if you're not familiar with it, it's a charity to buy sick kids in hospitals gaming equipment to make the things they're in for not quite as unbearable. If you'd like to donate and brighten some children's days, simply head to our Twitch page and scroll down and click on our program schedule logo. So that's our program schedule logo, and it will take you right to the donations page. Sixth, please don't forget to check in for 1 point in the channel points redemption below the Twitch chat box. Twitch chat only goes back a little bit, but the point redemptions show up for like 10 days, so please do check in. Also, if you are hosting us, please let me know with the new 1 point I'm hosting redemption, since the Twitch alerts for hosting are not working. Hosting helps promote us to Mr. Algorithm, so if you're not already hosting someone else, please do consider giving us a host. Thank you for checking in, and for those of you that have done so. Seventh, the schedule for the rest of this week, obviously today is Thursday. We are doing Deadlands. Tomorrow will be Fun with Friends Friday, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and that will be at 7 p.m. Pacific.
And 4v1.
4v1 what?
That's also tomorrow on the schedule, 4v1.
4 DMs, one idea, yes, at 5 p.m. Pacific, preceding that. Thank you. Yes. And then last, since we are playing a TTRPG tonight, we all won't be able to concentrate on chat as much as we normally would. However, do know that we do see you, and you still can participate in our games. How, you ask? It's quite easy. Look for the TTRPG channel points that say Deadlands, and you can make things harder or easier for us, or even for the DM. Please do not use the blurp panel sounds for bits. It will take your bits and it will not play the sound. So please don't do that for this session. But that's it. That's all of our stuff. So please let me turn it over to our DM, John. Hi, John.
Hey, Mark, and howdy, everybody. It's
Howdy.
good. It's good to be here. It's fun to be here. We started on week 1 with a conversation of what we're going to do in the campaign. Last week, which was week 2, we made our characters, and then this week is going to be how we get things started. This is going to be our first actual adventure playing the characters and actually interacting with the campaign. So it's exciting to kind of get things underway. And yeah, so with that, before I get into anything, does anybody have questions? You guys did your advances, right? Did everybody do their advances?
Yes, we did our advances on last stream, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
You feel free to talk, Doug.
So did you do your advances, Doug?
Yeah, we did all that last week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Good, yes.
All right. Good.
Ready to roll.
Outstanding. All right. So for the players and for Doug, who's new to Roll20, before we start, I want to start with let me edit this real quick. All players. There we go. All right. So I wanted to kind of walk you through some of the things you can do with the system we have, right? So the first thing I want you to see is the chat. Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you ever want to whisper to me, it's /W, right? And then the name.
Yes. /W space the name.
Right. So, and mostly this is Doug since it's new to you. So can you go ahead and type /W space and then hit D, and you'll see down there that you have the option for Draugadin, and click Draugadin and type anything. There you go. Howdy to you too. All right. Now, the other thing I'm trying to remember, Dan, how do we change the names in the bottom left to the character names?
So on the settings page, which is the gear in the top right,
Right.
it should say under personalization and display, it should say display name, and then you just type in
That's right. So
October.
Right. So did everybody get that? So can you guys go ahead and there we go. Type in your character name under your display name. There we go. Outstanding. All right. So the next thing I want to show you is if you click on, starting from the left, if you click on the third icon, what you're going to see there obviously are your character sheets, and I know you guys are familiar with those, but you should see a handout. Let me know when you have that open.
A map.
It's a map.
It's a map. It's a map. It's a map.
So this is the big kind of what our world we're going to be adventuring in looks like. And we're going to be starting in St. Louis. So I will be using as we go through things, I will be using handouts for you guys. And I can do this two ways. One, you see that there's this handout right here that you guys can open whenever you want. If you ever want to look at the map of the world, you can. And by the way, if you click on that picture, it kind of opens into a bigger picture, give you a little better detail. So you have that. But the other thing I can do, and I'm not going to do it right now, but I can create a handbook. And let's say I just want to show you something. And I'm going to click show, and it's going to appear on your screen. And when you close it, that handout will be gone. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that. So that's handouts. And like I said, your character sheets. So any questions so far?
Not for me.
Okay. So I am going to go ahead and deal one card to all players. Now, if you look at the card above your name, I want to talk about this for game terms here. I don't know why I gave me one, and I know it's going to be hard to read, but if you click on it, it'll appear big in the middle of your screen.
Okay.
Okay, so is everybody looking at their card?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you read me what yours does? Never mind. Doc, say no. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, you tried to steal his card.
I tried to open it so I could read it.
Nice.
And when I did that, it's steal, and it should give you the option to say no, that you're not going to let me steal it.
Is that what that was?
Yeah. Can you go ahead and
I'm the
read what your card
now.
does?
Love interest. Play on a non-player character. The target eventually falls in love with your hero. He or she may tag along with your adventures or appear intermittently to help in various ways, but also gets into trouble as well.
Wow.
Get kidnapped here often?
That's awesome.
That's like super hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, maybe I should have said I'm going to take these back because you have to earn them.
Oh.
But I just want you to see them, and I wanted to talk about the mechanics of it.
We do have to earn them, but also chat can buy them for us, correct?
That is correct. So, October, can you read your temporary card that I'm going to take away from you when you're
Riled up. Your hero causes +2 damage for each wound he has in this encounter. Wounds count whether they have suffered previously or this card is played, or after this card is played. Now, that hurt. Now it's my turn. So this is more of the style I was expecting from the card before your giant fluff add-in NPCs card.
Oh no, it's not even that. It's you make this NPC a slave card. That's horrible. But also funny.
All right. And how about you, Chuck?
I got peace. Play to improve the initial attitude of an individual or group 1 level using the reaction table in Savage Worlds. Wait, I know that guy.
Does it have a page number?
It does not.
Mm.
That would be useful.
All right. Now I will go ahead and reshuffle the deck. All right. Now, the other thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and deal. We're not in combat, but I'm going to go ahead and deal that. I apparently need to add a turn order.
Yeah.
Do you remember how I do that?
You have us all roll initiative, I think.
No, I deal the cards, and when I tried to deal the cards, it says you need to make the turn order.
Is there a way to make us be in an encounter?
Well, I was trying to replicate what I did in Rifts.
Yep.
Um,
I don't remember how this program takes it.
yeah, I don't either. Dope.
Oh wait, I can't do that one. Let me make it
Oh,
different.
wait a minute. Maybe it's
screen
here.
What was the question? How to Savage Worlds
Does it let you now?
roll 20? How to draw?
No, I don't think. I just got to remember how I did that. Once I set it up once,
click
it's good forever.
The blue Y gear icon.
The blue Y gear icon.
That's what it says.
Where's the blue? I have no idea. Where do I find the blue Y gear icon?
I'm just telling you what the thing said. I don't know.
Did you send me a link?
No, I did not. I'm still reading it.
Does it have a picture?
No, I'm still reading it.
All right, just a second. I'm gonna.
Did it have a soundtrack, Mark?
Uh-huh.
Did it have a soundtrack?
It does have a soundtrack.
I'm gonna go ahead and open up Riffs and
It's
see.
very
how I did
short
it.
though.
Hum a few bars.
2 words.
It is neat and noted that the Savage Worlds action deck, John, is
Right.
is drawable. As in, I can draw a card from it. You don't have to give me a card. You can tell me, draw a card, and I go and draw it.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know.
In
That's
Savage
good.
Worlds, action cards are dealt to players determine initiative order. Play order is a countdown from ace to 2. Blah, 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 blah. Some characters may give more than one card. Blah, 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 blah. Open the turn tracker. Oh, press Y. That's the blue Y. Press Y.
Press Y where?
No, just press Y while you're in the program. While you're in
It's
the
a
I did, and that didn't do anything.
should open the turn tracker. Well, then use the one that looks like a clock over to the left that we don't have.
That's it. That's it. There we go. All right.
So,
All right, I got it now.
to answer your question, John, it's only a bad thing if you don't trust us. I mean, we can obviously see who has action cards and who doesn't. So, in my opinion, that's a good thing because it means that it's less on your plate to have to focus on. But I can draw from each of these decks.
Can you?
Yeah.
I need to fix that.
Because you don't trust us as your players.
Yep. I got it.
Is what it comes down to.
I hear it.
Pretty much. I mean, why would I?
Because I've known you for 15 years.
You know I'm getting your goat.
Yeah, but
I know.
that's also why he wants to disable it for me, because he's known me for 15 years.
There we go. All right. All right. All right. So I just had to sorry about that. It's been a while. It's been a few years since I've set up a game and I forgot to have this set up. All right, there you go. So you guys should see the turn order on your screen, right?
Mhm.
If not, click the clock.
Yes, I see it.
A yes from Mark.
We don't get clocks. We don't have a
We
clock.
don't. Yeah, we don't get clocks. Either it's there or it's not.
Only
Oh,
you
so
have-
if I click it, then you see it.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, good. So everybody sees the turn order.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, great. So as you can see, the way we would go in this turn order, because we go from the highest card to the lowest. So the first is going to be Mark, then Doc, then October, and then I'm going to take all my actions. Okay. So one of the things that's going to come up is holding an action, because, you know, that always comes up. So here's how that works. You can hold an action, but you can't interrupt, right? So let's say that Mark decides he wants to hold an action.
Right. So if I want to go after Doc, I have to wait till Doc's done. I can't actually interrupt Doc's action.
That's right. That's right. So he can go after Doc, after October, or after my actions, right? Now, if you get a joker, right? If you get a joker, then you can interrupt, right? So what that means is that, and how that's important and where the interrupt comes is, let's say that Mark is at the barn and he's looking out for the bad guy, okay? And so he says, I'm going to shoot the bad guy as soon as he comes into sight. Well, the way the turn order goes is, since the bad guy's on the side of the barn, right? And he's waiting for my action, what's going to happen is October's going to do his action. It's going to, and Mark hasn't acted because he hasn't seen me yet. And so what happens is, now it's my action. My guy walks around to the front of the barn. Now Mark sees him, but Mark can't interrupt, right? Because he can only go after somebody's completed an action. So I walk around the front of the barn, I see Mark, I shoot him. Now my action is over. Now Mark can shoot me back, right? But had he got a joker, he could interrupt, right? So I walk around the front of the barn. Before I have a chance to shoot, he shoots me, right? Everybody get that?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, great. So that's all I kind of wanted to go over, with just some really basics, and we'll figure out the rest as we go through it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to deal bennies to everybody. And actually, I think that's the last thing I want to go over, is what the heck is a benny? Bennies are,
Short for benefits.
it is short for benefits. And you know what's funny is the contents page doesn't have a link to the page that bennies are on. Let me look in the index.
I find it funny that there are no eggs whatsoever involved in the making of these bennies.
I find
Nope.
it funny that this isn't weekend at Benny's.
Are you saying they pumped him full of hollandaise sauce and that's what allowed him to do all those things after he
Okay.
passed?
Mhm.
So this is really important. And this is one of those things for the military in the room, the three of us and Mark. I love you. That I'm going to stomp my foot on, right? This is what you can do with a Benny. First, if I tell you to re-roll, if I tell you to roll a trait roll, right? Like you want to pick up something heavy, and so you're rolling a strength roll, or you're trying to become unshaken, and you're making a vigor roll, okay? Or whatever. Anytime you're rolling a trait, you can get a re-roll by spending a Benny. Okay. The only time you can't do that is on a critical failure. And a critical failure is when your main die and the wild card die are both ones. Okay. Now, here's the funny thing. If you're trying to roll from shaken, right? And I see why you'd want to do that, and you fail your vigor roll. Well, you can use a Benny to re-roll it. Well, or you can just spend a Benny and you're just not shaken anymore. Okay. So I guess the reason you would want to roll instead of just automatically spinning the Benny is see if you don't need to do it. Now, if you're wounded at any time, you can take a soak roll, and you spend a Benny and you get a roll, and you might be able to soak that wound, which means you avoid the that wound. Now, the next thing you can do is you can spend a Benny to get a new action card, right? Just to see what order people go in. And the way that works is we'll start, whoever has the top action, in this case, Mark, do you want to spend a Benny, right? We'll go down all the way. I see your hand. And then after everybody has a chance to spend a Benny to get a new card, then you can go again, and we can keep this up until everybody's done or out of Bennies. Yes, Mark.
So, Doug, I know that's a huge info dump. The first one I want that was an important thing that we haven't really talked about yet, and that's taking damage.
Mm-hmm.
So when you take damage in this game, the first thing that happens to you is you get shaken. And what that means is it's like you're quaking in your boots. You can't really do a whole lot if you're shaken on your turn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you may want to, if you're rolling for vigor to become unshaken and you don't do well, you could spend a Benny to re-roll it.
Right.
Gotcha.
Or you could just, we weren't doing that wrong, right, John? You can just spend a Benny to not be shaken. That's actually a specific thing.
Yes.
So when it comes to your turn, if you've got a Benny and you're going to be shaken on your turn, you can just spend a Benny to not be shaken.
Right.
Okay.
The only reason I would try the roll, right, is if you spend the Benny to say, I'm not shaken, then boom, you're done. One Benny, you're done, right? If you risk the roll, then it's a risk reward thing. If you risk the roll and all you have to do is roll higher than your vigor, right? Lower than your vigor, right? No, I'm sorry. You roll your vigor die and hit a 4. I forgot what game.
Don't make it harder than it needs to be.
Right. You roll the die that is in front of your vigor and hit a 4, right? Is your target. So if you fail, then you can spend a Benny. But here's the problem is you might fail multiple times. So it's a risk reward thing. You know, if you don't spend the Benny to anyway, whatever, the next thing you can do, you can re-roll damage. The next thing you can do, and this is only applies to Mark and Daniel, is you can spend a Benny to get 5 power points. Okay. And the last one, and this is the one for some reason, nobody ever did this in like a year and a half of playing Rifts. Even though I did remind you a few times, nobody took up with them. And I'm going to read exactly what it says here. But it says, this one is entirely up to the game master, who may allow your character to spend a Benny to find an additional clue if you're stuck, come up with some mundane but needed item, or push a non-player character into being a bit more agreeable. Okay. And for me, the way I interpret this, it allows you a little bit to guide the narrative, right? And of course, the one about that one is, if you want to spend a Benny and have fighter jets fly into the scene all of a sudden, I'm going to say, yeah, no, we don't have fighter jets, right? So that's where the game master thing comes in. You know, I have veto power, but so long as it's reasonable and fits and is freaking cool, spend your Benny. And, you know, or like I said, is some mundane item that you suddenly need, boom, you spend a Benny. Oh, there it is in the corner of the room, right? Lots of options. So that's it. And unless there's a question or a comment or whatever, I'm ready to start.
Let's do it.
All right. So, Doc.
Yep.
Last night, let me open my notes here. There we go. Last night, U.S. Marshal Abraham T. Hillier, and you know who that is,
Mm-hmm.
all right, had told you he had met you out at the you're in St. Louis, and you were at a saloon in on the river and in St. Louis, and the marshal had tracked you down, and he says, I need you to come by my office tomorrow. Can I count on you?
Abe, you've seen how much I'm drinking, right, Abe?
I see.
You think I'm not going to be hungover tomorrow?
You think I'd ask for no reason?
All right. Yeah. I'll be there.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
He walks off. All right. Rooster crows. You can make a vigor roll for me.
Hang on. Remind me again how to.
So in
Open your
character sheet-
Go ahead, Daniel.
Yep, just like that. You got it.
Okay.
It's a good
All
roll.
right.
All right.
That 10 is yours?
Yep.
Okay. So here's the odd thing. And I want, this is great. So you see how you have your D6, which is your vigor, and next to it you have a wild die, which is a D6, ironically. Right. Okay. They don't add, right? Your target roll, unless I say otherwise, but your default target roll is a 4.
Okay.
Okay. So all it does is it gives you 2 chances to get your success, right? If either of them are a success, then it's a success. If both are a success, then all we're going to do is look at the highest. Now, in this case, you got a 10. So you needed a 4, and every 4 steps above whatever the target is, because I can, if it's a hard task, let's say I made the task your target 8 and you rolled a 12. Okay. Every 4 steps above whatever the target is a raise, which has some kind of impact. Okay. So not only are you not hungover,
good,
but we are a family show, and all I'll say is that when you start to sit up to get out of bed, you feel that there's somebody's arm covering you.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I got your name.
She's kind of still half asleep.
Okay. I quietly get out of bed, get dressed, and head over to the marshal's office.
There you go. So when you walk in the door, the marshal is behind his desk. You can see it's a typical, looks like a typical office. And what I mean by that is a typical office, not like a typical Wild West. You know, if you go to a Western, you always have the front part and then a door that goes to the cells. So that's not quite what this is. This, you actually went to a office building in downtown St. Louis. Yeah. Great vigor roll.
So that's what the vigor roll was for.
Yep.
But this is actually a federal building in St. Louis that you go to, and the marshal has an office on the second floor. But you go into his office and he's sitting behind his desk, and you see him sitting there, and he's looking at some papers when you walk in.
Morning, Abe.
Hey, Doc. All right, thanks. I knew I could count on you. Look, son, I got something that's a big deal that's come up from Washington.
Okay.
And are you wearing your deputy marshal badge, or is it like in a pocket or something?
It's on my vest.
I see. You still got your badge, right?
Got it right here.
All right. Here's the deal.
Hmm.
I'm going to need you to check out some things out west.
How far out west are we talking?
Well, maybe way out west. But here's the deal. Before that, I need you to go get somebody.
Okay.
I need you to get a guy, and he hands you a piece of paper. This is what we know about him. His name is Charles Chuck Jansen.
Mm-hmm.
He's
one of
a
ours?
deputy. Yeah, he's one of ours, but he's been missing. But my sources say that he checked into a hotel last night.
So he was hungover after partying. What's the big deal?
Well, last we knew, he was out in the Sioux Nations.
Oh, not that far out west, huh?
We haven't seen or heard from him in a while. So I need you to go by the hotel and bring him back.
Okay. Where's the hotel? Is it here in St. Louis?
Yeah, it's the Odyssey Hotel down on Main Street.
Oh, okay. When you said far out, we're not going to have any trouble with the Rangers, are we?
No, I don't think so. Actually, it's coordinated, and I think actually, from what I know about you, I think you're going to like the arrangements.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that. Get Chuck back here, Mr. Jansen, and I'll explain the whole thing to you.
Okay. I'm on it.
All right. Are you walking or riding?
How far is?
If
If it's just down the road, I'll walk.
All right. So as you're walking up, it's a this isn't tumbleweeds and desert and whatever. This is 1884 in St. Louis, and it's fairly civilized. You've got a cobblestone road that you're walking down, and probably some buildings that are still standing right now in St. Louis is what you're seeing. As you get close to the hotel, crouched out front next to crouched out front is you see some Native American fellow, and Daniel's going to tell you what he looks like.
October is just shy of 6 feet tall. He looks young, but carries scars of experience. One second.
Game Master always tells you to talk when there's food in your mouth.
Yeah. Carries scars of experience. His face is not covered, but carries the paints of the Sioux Nation. And while many Native Americans that you actually see in big towns like this tend to dress more Western culture, he is very much in tribal leathers and soft deerskin leathers. He's currently brushing his horse, a very tall, very obvious, not like it's a horse from not here, from not these parts. It is not meant to be pulling anything or doing anything other than running outside of town. And October has a long braid of black hair that's got feathers and beads running through it all the way down. How many people are on the street right now, John?
It's still morning, but there's I don't know, every minute or so, one or two people walk by.
Then he's not even taking notice of you walking up, Doug.
Okay. Well, walk on by. I'll tip my hat to him anyway, if he notices or not, and head on into the hotel.
So, by the way, if you look on the map I have displayed, which is a picture of the demonic horse thing, I made them really large, but these are your tokens that we're going to use when you guys have to move around maps. And so we've got yours there, Doc. We've got October, and there's Abraham. That's his token.
Okay.
All right. So you walk in, and there's it's really nice. It instantly kind of feels cool when you walk in. It's summer out, and there's marble floors and a big chandelier and a nice big desk at the other side and a carpeted staircase going up to the right.
Now I'll go up to the counters. There's someone there. I'm looking for Charles Jansen.
And you would be, sir?
Colin Jameson, United States Marshal.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marshal. Yeah, he's up in 210.
Thank you. And I'll head on upstairs.
All right. You get there, you go up the stairs. Down the hall is pretty easy to find. It's their third 10. It would be it's the fifth door down on the right. I could have divided by 2.
I'll knock on the door. Chuck, you in there?
You hear a knock at your door.
I'm just checking.
You wake up and you are a little hungover. Your room's a mess. The floor is littered with bottles and such. And there's a knock at your door.
I will very quickly make a figure roll. Oh, there it goes. Did it go?
Like I said.
Who's asking?
It's Deputy Jameson. Abe sent me.
That stir anything?
Mm-mm.
The Marshal? These parts?
Who?
Just let me pause here, Mark. With your amnesia, do you even remember you were a marshal?
Probably.
Okay, so you remember you're a marshal, and there's a marshal knocking on the door. So that's what you put together.
Okay. Yeah, I'll stumble over. You hear clinking of bottles as if somebody's walking through bottles towards the door on the other side. And then I'll open the door, and you see basically nondescript 30-something. Got brown hair. He's got a shirt on. I mean, no shirt on, and jeans, and no boots, no socks, no nothing. And he doesn't smell particularly good at the moment.
Had an all-nighter, I see.
Did I? I'll look back.
Well,
You don't have to tell him, but it's been a week since you've left the room. You've just been ordering up bottles and not a whole lot of food, mostly just bottles.
I can tell you and I are going to get along fine.
What day is it?
It's a Tuesday.
Tuesday. I don't think I've been out for a week. What can I do for?
Marshall sent me to come get you. Didn't tell me for what. Looks like we got a job out west. Wants me to bring you with me.
All right, give me a few minutes if that's all right. You want to wait in here, or you good out there?
Yeah,
There was a nice little waiting area downstairs if you want, or in there or in the hall. There's
I'll
a
wait for you
sofa in the
downstairs.
hallway too.
Just holler if you need any help.
Yep, appreciate it. He staggers over, and you can see he's got scarves and a hat and guns at his hip, and even though he didn't have a shirt on, he still had his guns at his hip. And
As he should.
Yeah, and he starts to get dressed, and then eventually, after I don't know if you want to do anything in the meantime, John, before I come down.
Nope.
Yeah, eventually he comes down and looks somewhat more composed, but obviously still very inebriated.
And he comes down. I'll extend my hand. Deputy Colin Jameson. You can call me Doc.
Doc, good to meet you. I'm Charles. You can call me Chuck.
All right. Well, Marshall wants to see us. Like I said, we got a job out west. Haven't said what yet, but
Is there a bar in here, John?
There is.
Yeah, give me just 1 second, and I'll
Oh,
order
okay.
order a drink. Chase the hair of the dog.
Hair of the dog that bit you.
That's better already. And then we'll head outside. I look for October.
Ah, I see you are awake, Charles Jensen. That is good.
You know,
And October will walk over with a big smile. He'll take your cup and he'll replace it with a water skin and say, now that you are up, it is time that we go, yes?
Sorry. You are?
oh, this is October. He's good. He's good egg.
October.
Yeah. He thank you for the chaser. Down the entire water skin.
And then he'll hand you back your cup.
And then if there's anything, he'll slosh the bottom and then drink that too.
Yes. I'm October Smith. I
Deputy
suppose
Jameson.
I look after Charles Jensen.
Yeah. Well,
Deputy
Jameson.
Jameson.
Call me Doc.
I have not heard that name. That's a good name. Strong name.
Well, the Marshal Service thanks you for bringing him back.
Yes.
Would I know that October is the liaison to the Sioux?
Whatever you guys have decided, you've told each other while you rode from
We
Sioux
were
Nation to here.
traveling. We were traveling together for 3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So I would at this point say to Doc, October here is the official liaison to the Sioux, and we've been traveling together for a good while. He's good people.
I see. Well, would you care to join us? We're on our way to see the Marshal.
Unless I am not invited. Where Charles Johnson goes, I also go.
I don't see why not. Follow me.
And October will hitch up his horse, and he'll follow you on his horse.
You taking your horse there, Chuck?
How far is it?
It took him about 20 minutes to walk down.
Oh, heck yes. I am getting on my horse, and then I'm riding, and it is not pretty.
The horse smells better than he does.
It does.
Because the horse has been washed and brushed and fed. While we're going, I'll catch up to Charles and I'll discreetly hand him a packet of chewing tobacco and jerky. Because I'm sure he hasn't eaten anything since the last time I saw him, which was days ago.
And he is mostly asleep riding his horse, so he'll probably eat the chewing tobacco, or at least a pinch of it, before realizing, and then he spits it out and then eats the jerky instead.
Nice. So you guys quickly get down to the federal building, and there's a place to tie up your horses out front.
Climb off, tie up the horses.
Okay.
Grab October's reins, tie up his.
All right.
Did you ride back with one of us, Doc? Actually, I probably
Yeah.
offered you too.
No, you
I'm
probably.
fine. I'll walk.
Okay.
I
It's not
can't
like we were
imagine.
going fast, anyways.
Yeah.
But all right, so you guys going up to the marshal's office?
Yes.
All right. So you get up to the marshal's office, and his door's open, so he doesn't necessarily hear you come in. And again, he's looking at papers.
Abe,
When you guys, Doc,
got Chuck and got a newcomer too. This gentleman helped Chuck out, traveling with him for quite some time.
I see. All right.
Tip my hat, Marshall.
All right. So here's the deal. I've got some records here. You are Charles Jansen, right?
That's yes.
Okay. And you had a mission. You were sent to the Sioux Nation. And the reason you're brought back is we haven't heard back from you. And we heard you were in town in the hotel. So, do you have a report? What's
Curiosity, if you'll indulge the question, what's the date that it said that I was sent into the Sioux Nation?
Boy, you think in character creation we would have figured that out.
We did. It was like 10 plus years ago.
Oh, it's 10 years?
Yeah, I've been gone for 10 years.
I didn't think it was 10 years.
That's why you had me be the older side of 30 something.
No, I had you be the older side of 30 something because of something to do with your tattoos.
Oh. But yeah,
no,
we had said that I'd been
well,
missing
let's
for
make
like
it
10.
no, I missed 10 years. That's not going to work out.
Okay.
You feel like it's been 10 years.
Yeah, you feel like it's been 10 years. No, I mean, let's really think about it. Let's make it we'll make it 2 years.
Okay.
That's still a long time.
Yeah, it is. So my question would still stand to the marshal.
Okay, so obviously you probably think it's still 1884 or 1882, and the marshal tells you, he says, what date is it? And he points to his wall, and he says, it's I'm gonna roll.
Sorry. I think you misunderstood the question, because I don't think that the marshal has realized that I've been gone for 2 years. I would have known if we've been out for a week that it's 2 years past when I went in there.
You just want to know it's the 6th of May?
No, I just want to know if the marshal knows that I've been missing for 2 years.
Okay, roll back and ask the question in character again.
What, if I may, what's the date of when I went into the Sioux Nation on your reports?
Oh, on my reports, you left here. August 5th of. You left here August 5th of 1882.
And I have been made to be aware that it is now 1884. Is that correct?
That it's it's May 6th of 1884.
So I remember about the last 3 weeks, and I remember getting here with the help of October, and there was a fight in the Sioux Nations.
Hell of a fight.
It was indeed. That's about all I really remember.
All right. Well, I need to put you back to work. And here's the deal. I think you'll understand this as a marshal. we need to be able to trust each other's backs. So I have something big coming up, but this is what I want you to do. I'm going to need you to handle something for me. And you handle this, and we'll see about what I have coming up. And he hands you a wanted poster, which, if things work the way I think it does, just appeared on your screen. No? I clicked the show players button.
Stand by.
Do you have to find it in the handouts section?
No, I have to find it in my game. There we go.
No,
I don't think.
I don't see it.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't
Well,
see
let me edit it and just put it in your journals. There you go.
Yep, there now it popped up.
Okay.
$500,000?
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a period, not a comma, and it's only 2 zeros.
Hey, I understand how money works.
How am I supposed to find a man made out of wax?
Yeah. Okay. So we used Hero Forge.
No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
I know.
Okay.
It's a man made out of wax. It is Deadlands, so.
Elmer Potts. Creve Coeur?
Creve Coeur. It's a city near St. Louis.
How near?
Probably
Days ride?
days.
No, currently now today, you wouldn't know that you drove from St. Louis to Creve Coeur.
Oh,
But,
okay.
It's.
So from the edge of St. Louis, you could probably even see the buildings of Creek 4.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Alrighty.
So, last word we have is I heard that
Oh.
that he might be out by Fort Zumwalt.
And would I have any idea where that is?
I almost said it's west on I-70, but yeah, that's west of here. It'll take you I don't know, half a day ride.
This close to a fort, we're not going to run into any trouble with the army, are we?
No, it's not even really a fort. I mean, it used to be a fort, but now I think some family owns it. But they still call it Fort Zumwalt.
I understood.
We have a idea of a head count on the rest of his band here.
Well, what we heard was he had 3 with him.
All right. Three on 4. I suppose if we do a little scouting first, should even the odds.
Well, you are marshals. So, but that leads me to one problem. Am I to understand you're going to be going wherever he goes, Mr. October?
For now, yes. It would seem that he is not done with me.
I'm not sure I rightly understand what that means.
Well, I beg your pardon, Marshal sir, but you don't need to.
I literally start chuckling.
Marshall just shrugs. Okay. He opens a drawer to his right and he grabs something out and he tosses it at you, October.
It's a ninja star.
Well, kind of. Why don't you make a agility roll?
He just swats it out of the sky.
No, thank you.
What is this metal?
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. What the heck? Stop rolling. I got a 4 on my wild die.
You did get a 4 on your wild die. So you catch it, and it's a deputy marshal's badge.
I look at it with a confused look on my face.
If you're going to be going after criminals, you might as well have a badge.
He'll nod and look at from his badge to, I'm assuming, well, we know that Doc has a badge, a visible badge, right?
Yes.
Is
Well,
is it the same type of badge?
Yes.
Okay.
Which should also be the same type of badge as my badge.
And are you wearing it?
Yeah, I pulled it out before I came
Okay.
in.
Well, when you were trying to wake him up and whatever, however many years ago, 3 weeks ago, you would have seen this badge.
Okay. Yeah, he'll put it on in a similar location on his leather vest.
Okay.
Welcome to the Marshal Service, Kimosabe.
It's
No. October Smith.
Right.
I think you might be the first Sue Marshall that I'm aware of. October.
Hopefully it will not cause a division of loyalty.
I doubt it.
Now, this man, is he going to be, should he be brought back alive? I hope.
We just need him back.
Understood.
Oh, there we go.
We could declare non-lethal, right?
If you're shooting an arrow or you're shooting a normal 6-shooter, it's gonna be kind of difficult to
If we do a called shot to the leg as opposed to trying to shoot him in the face or the heart.
Or with my Sharps rifle.
Right.
So I have an answer for that. I don't know if it's the same as your answer there, GM.
Let's hear yours.
Called shot is a minus to your roll, and could technically be non-lethal, but this game doesn't have non-lethal as
Okay.
an option.
Okay.
I mean, I could, other than punching or hitting them with a stick or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. My answer was going to be that I wasn't going to go there. I was going to say, you could hit somebody in the femoral artery and they could die in a matter of seconds, even though you shot them in the leg. Or, you look at the size of the handgun you have, and I realize it's a, unicorn rainbow magic handgun, but nevertheless, I mean, if you,
Sure.
just the Colt, you took the Peacemaker, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I think both
I
of them did.
Yeah. We both
Yeah.
did.
So, I mean, you hit somebody in the leg with that thing.
Fair. I just wanted to ask. That's all.
You're probably removing their leg and
This is fine. I'm
So
good.
literal.
We don't exactly have small caliber weapons.
We're telling a fantasy story here, man.
yeah, this is still Cowboys. Okay. All right. And you know what? One unique thing about your amnesia, Agent Jansen there, Deputy Marshal, you could not have pulled Fort Zumwalt out of your head, right? Like if somebody said, what's a place half a day's west that used to be a military fort, but now is owned by a family, you'd have been like, I have no idea, right? But
Right.
as soon as somebody said Fort Zumwalt, you're like, oh yeah, that's half a day's ride. You know exactly where it is.
Okay.
Okay. And you can't pull anything out because you haven't seen it, right? Like you're like, I don't remember being there, but I know I have been. So, and you kind of know that you can ride right to it.
Okay.
So, anything folks want to do? Marshall, by the way, he slides a dollar coin across his desk and says, Chuck, is it? Is that what you prefer?
Yes, sir.
He takes his finger off the coin and says, why don't you guys get some breakfast and take a bath and then go? Because otherwise he's going to smell you coming.
I will take the coin and I will put it in my pocket, and then I will turn to October and said, told you he was going to say something to you.
Again, I apologize.
All right.
When we get down out, if everybody leaves at that point, when we get down outside, down the stairs, I will actually throw the gold over to Doc and say, probably better if you hold on to this.
Oh, all right.
The place we came from has baths. We can probably grab some food and a bath there,
Okay.
if you're so inclined. But I look at October and I say, I remember how to get to this fort.
Really?
No idea why. Don't remember the fort at all, but I know I'll know how to get there.
Well, I mean, the same was true of coming here. You couldn't describe St. Louis to me, but you knew the route.
True. But it's kind of like I'm riding through memories, if that makes sense.
It doesn't.
Nope. Me either. That's enough thinking. Time to eat something.
Couldn't agree more.
All right. So, you guys, there's a open hallway to the left of the desk as you walk into the hotel, and there's some tables there. And that's actually, there's some tables, and that's where the bar is. And unless you guys want to do something specific, I'll say you ate breakfast, you got your baths, and you're heading west
Sounds good.
on your horses.
Sounds good. I'll take the lead.
All right. So about half a day's ride, you guys come up upon a house, and next to the house, there is a side house. And as soon as you see these, your brain says, oh yeah, that's Fort Zumwalt.
Oh, we're at Fort Zumwalt.
Yes.
I say to the
And if
others.
you want to bring that picture up again, there's a handout with the picture. By the way, I couldn't figure out, Daniel, a way to add 2 pictures to the handout.
I've never tried.
Yeah, I tried. And I know this isn't going to exactly match, but I did my best to get something close. So on the left is the side house, and on the right is the fort. By the way, just for a historical note, the photos I showed you is actually Fort Zumwalt from the 1880s. Oh, well, actually from the 90s, but
Close
it,
enough.
About to
For
say.
government work.
but I mean, it lasted, and it's still actually, there's a museum you can go to, O'Fallon, Missouri, and go to the Fort Zumwalt Museum.
I assume this is us over here.
That is you guys over there.
All right.
So this is the first time we've actually interacted with a map where you guys have your counters. I didn't put you in any particular order over there. But I just put you on the map.
So we're riding up from the west then?
Well, that doesn't make any bloody sense, does it? I'm going to put you over here.
Sorry, not trying to poke holes. I'm just trying to understand.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. There you go.
Okay.
If you can find yourselves. Yeah, you're riding up from the east.
Okay. And we see one person out on the side house.
You do. And if you zoom in, you can kind of see what he looks like.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Is that a falchion in his hand?
Well, it's a cavalry sword.
Oh, okay. All right. But
he's sitting there kind of taking in things, and he just has that sword, just his hand on it, and it kind of leaning up against him, and it looks like a cavalry saber.
Is that normal around these here parts? Normally people'd have a gun, right?
Yeah.
That seems really weird. I'm asking out of character because I'm
Well,
not from
I mean,
1884.
It's a few years after the Civil War, and you know, I mean, you look at it, and it might seem kind of weird, but you know, the other part of you says, well, maybe this guy was a cavalry officer in the Civil War and likes his sword. I don't know. So it's not unusual that somebody would have one.
Okay.
I mean, it's very probable. The fact that he's sitting on the front porch holding on to it.
Sure, I'll call out. Hello there.
You sound just like, what's his name?
Yeah, I know.
Your hello there guy.
I know.
Says hello.
This is Fort Zumwalt, is it not?
It is. It is. It's my family own it now.
Mind if we tie up and talk a spell?
I don't mind. Please do.
Sure, we'll tie up at the
Rebecca.
bench right here.
Rebecca. Yep. Yes, sir. As you're tying up, you see a lady comes out onto the porch.
Tip my hat as I'm getting off my horse. Ma'am.
Sir?
Evening, ma'am.
Gentlemen? They're both, I don't know if you zoomed in enough, but they're both somewhat elderly. You can tell that she's dressed pretty formal, and she's even got a cross you can see around her neck. I mean, she doesn't look like she's like a nun or anything like that. She just looks like a lady with a cross.
An honest, God-fearing woman.
There you go. So, what brings you our way?
Deputy Jameson, this is Deputy Jansen and Deputy October. We're with the United States Marshal Service. Wondering if anybody strange has come by around these parts lately?
He kind of looks at October, and he looks at you guys, and he says, "You don't say. People this way. Well, there was a fella came by, him and a they came in and we gave them lunch yesterday.
I pull out the wanted poster. Look like this man?
That's the man. That's him.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Any chance you can tell us which direction they headed?
Northwest. I heard him talking about some kind of cabin or something.
Cabin. Don't suppose you said where? Just
Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, they left. They didn't stay. They ate their food and they took off.
about what time would that be?
Oh, about 2:00 yesterday.
I see.
I'm as he's talking, I would like to attempt because I don't think I have this skill where it's very good either way. I would like to kind of scan the area for hoof prints, see if I can figure out how many people were here recently riding.
Yeah, make a survival roll.
Okay. And if I don't have that,
Yeah, that tracking falls under survival. At least I think it does.
D4 minus 2.
D4 minus 2, thank you. All right, so
D4 minus 2, roll a 4.
yep.
Well, I mean, you can still roll a 4 and then roll a 4 and then roll a 4.
That's true.
It's exclamation point to make it explode, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus 2.
But you should, on your character sheet, have that already.
I don't.
Yeah.
Where?
It should be survival. Isn't that a free
No.
skill that everybody has?
Oh, I don't have it if that's the
I don't
case.
think so.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's not one of the free ones?
No. But if you click unskilled at the very top,
Oh, I
You
see.
have.
I see.
that's used for any skills you don't actually have.
Hey, look, I still didn't roll it. So no.
Well, at least it wasn't a critical failure.
Hey, look, horseshoes.
Yeah, you see horse tracks, but I mean it's a road. It's obviously traveled. So they don't have tracking in the index.
It's not an important skill in the Wild West.
I know. In a game, in a role-playing game, when does anybody ever want to track someone? I think it's under chase, probably.
Or would it be under notice? In which case, I'm rolling the wrong thing completely.
Maybe it's just under skills. And I got to find the actual skill. Thank you for spelling it out, though. I don't know. Let me look. That's probably one I ought to look up because y'all are going to probably do that a time or two.
I reckon.
Don't hate me from where I'm from.
I done whoop dog upside head, boy.
You know, the funny thing is I don't know how much of this Mark wants me to go down, but I will just say, tracking is under survival.
Okay, I definitely don't have that.
Survival can also be used to detect and follow tracks. Each roll generally covers following the tracks for 1 mile, but the GM should adjust this as needed for circumstances. Assign a bonus penalty based on the target environment and time. Tracking a large group that recently passed through a snow-covered area might grant a bonus of +4, while following a single person over rocks and streams after more than a day incurs a -4.
We have a tutorm.
Tutorm.
Tutorm. Thank you for the tutorm, not equal.
Did you shout out for
Not equal.
Not Equal Love?
Not yet. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3. Got it.
So yeah, there you go. That's tracking is under survival. Did anybody take survival?
No.
Good marshals we are.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
okay,
did.
good. Yes. So
That might be why you have a Native American scout on your team.
yeah. So let me rephrase what I would like to do, since I wouldn't have done that because I wouldn't known I would have been terrible at it beforehand. I would like to look around and see if I can see any signs that there are people still there. He said they rode off at 2 yesterday. Is that what notice would do?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I would.
I would argue that you didn't know you couldn't do that because you've never
maybe
tried
not.
it before.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. No, I'm
You
going to
might-
stick with your
you might-
unskilled role.
You might
thought-
still think that you can do it just fine.
Yeah.
No.
You looked and said, "Yeah, lots of horse tracks. Maybe I
I'm
can't
the
do
world's
that."
worst detective because I think I can do it.
I'll try to
Can't.
romance it. Sir, do you mind if we take a look around?
I don't have a problem with that.
Thank you.
Now, right about the time you say that, you see a guy step out from between the two buildings behind Darius, who, by the way, apologies, he would have introduced himself as Darius, and this is my wife, Rebecca.
Mhm.
And you see a gentleman walk out behind the buildings. Are you going to roll a notice roll? I was waiting.
Oh.
Look, my horseshoes.
Blinded by the light.
Yeah, I suddenly put my hand up to my head like I have a migraine brewing.
Darius looks at you and he's like, he stands up and he sets the sword in his chair he was in. He puts both hands in his pockets and just kind of stands up and he says, why are you wanting to look around? I understand you're looking for some fellas and you got that wanted poster and I told you he's not here. So, is there a problem or something?
No problem, sir. We're just doing our job is all.
I don't know. That fella there.
Do they have
I'm not sure I like the way he's looking around. Were you looking at my wife, sir?
Who are
Sir,
you talking? Who's he talking to?
pleased.
Charles, Chuck,
Oh,
Mr.
I assure you, Deputy.
Critical failure on his notice check as he was looking around.
Who is currently has his eyes closed and is rubbing between his eyes. He opens his eyes at this point and looks at him and says, "Sir, I wasn't looking at anybody. I got a bit of a migraine going on. Had a little too much to drink last night. Been riding all day. Probably a little dehydrated."
Why don't you make me a persuasion roll?
Sure.
do they have a farm dog or multiple farm dogs?
They probably should if I would have thought about it, but well, how about that? So, right as you're saying that, this gentleman walked from the side of the buildings, comes up and he says, Paul, these are marshals. They're just here doing their job. Nobody's looking at nobody. All right. And Darius looks at you and says, I'm sorry, Marshal. I apologize. I don't know what got into me. Yeah, look around. James here. He'll show you any place you want to see if you want to see it.
Thank you.
Or
Tell you what, Doc, why don't you look and I'll stay here and talk with Darius a spell, if that's all right with you, Darius.
all right, there are two chairs there.
Yeah.
So he sits down and puts the sword on his lap and kind of gestures at the chair. You guys notice a gentleman coming out of the side building.
Different than James?
You different than James. Yeah, James was between the buildings. You saw somebody come out of the buildings. He's kind of walking your way. He looks chairs right there.
How many people
you.
live here at the fort or stay here right now, sir?
It's my wife and two boys and their wives.
And do your boys and their wives live in that building?
That's a storage building.
Oh,
We
so
can-
you all live in the main house.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
There are only these two buildings. I'm asking the GM.
Yes.
I would like to bend down to pet one of the farm dogs.
Oh, that suddenly you're there. Okay, sure. There's a
Yeah.
farm dog. It's a yellow dog.
Okay.
The question is, did it exist before you bent down to pet it?
No, it didn't. But suddenly there's a yellow dog that's
Like-
come up to smell at you.
Like any good television show. I'm going to test its demeanor. Does it seem like its eyes are clear? It seems like a good dog.
Let me yeah, it's neutral. It's
It's a cat.
and it's very healthy.
The chaotic good dog. All right. I'm going to as I'm scratching behind the dog's ears, I'm going to draw a couple of symbols on the ground in front of it and attempt to cast Beast Friend,
Okay.
speaking low in my native tongue, and
Is that in the main book?
it is in the main book. I'm reading off of a card because I have the
Okay.
power cards.
Yeah. I have those around here somewhere too.
And it allows the individual to speak with and guide the actions of nature's beasts. The cost is
I got it.
cast. Okay.
Oh, go ahead though. I mean, for the channel.
Cost of the power is equal to the size, minimum 1 per creature, controlling 5 wolves, size 0, cost 5 points. So if a wolf is a size 0, I figure a dog is as well. So it'll cost 1 point because I'm only controlling one of them. And that's gonna be for me a faith roll to cast a spell.
Right?
Come on. Where are you? There you are.
All right. So you have 2 raises.
So one raise allows it to be even more obedient. It won't kill itself, which I wouldn't want it to anyway, but it will overcome natural fears to follow my orders. And then with the additional raise, I would like to, with GM approval, allow it to be able to understand me better.
Now
Understand
you
what I'm
have the
asking.
modifier there, right? You have
Oh,
to
mind
declare-
reader. Yeah, I would have to do mind reader ahead of time, and I didn't because I forgot about the modifier.
Right. Okay.
Yes, you have to declare any modifications before you activate. Yeah.
So since this is our first session and because you have 2 raises, I'm going to go ahead and let you have Mind Writer, but we know ahead of time that for modifiers, you have to declare them ahead of time
Okay.
for
Thank you.
next time. Yes, sir.
So with that extra raise, I'm able to add the modification after the point for this in this case.
Yeah. And it costs you 1 more PowerPoint. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the way that works is before you roll for next time, you declare it. So it costs you 2 PowerPoints.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Because if I had failed, it still costs the PowerPoints.
Right.
That's
right,
why you have to declare it beforehand.
Right.
All
makes
right.
sense.
So I'm going to be like talking to it in Sioux and ask it to lead me to everywhere where there's people on the property.
All right. So right as Charles sits down, Jacob gets here.
And by the way, before I would have sat down, before he would have sat down, I would have shaken his hand.
Oh, okay.
And,
Yeah, he
and,
shakes
and
your
shaking,
hand.
shaking his son's hand, and then
James's
then
hand.
James's hand. Then I would have sat down.
Okay. And are you gonna take James up on the walk around there, Doc?
Yeah.
Okay. So right as you get close to James, Jacob comes up and introduces himself. And I'm sorry for moving people. I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
So October, I'm going to move you.
Yep.
Jacob is in the process of, he puts his hand out to you, Doc.
I'll shake his hand.
And the dog takes you right there, October, and sits down.
Yep. Keep going.
And
Take me to every location where there are people.
the dog pants, and you know he's saying, yep, and he stays sitting.
So even the wives aren't here.
Did you ask him that?
I thought you said your sons and their wives were here.
You're saying that in English out loud?
Yes.
Jacob says, Pa, what's going on? Why is he asking about our wives?
And Pa doesn't say anything?
Well, I was waiting to see if one of you were going to say something. Dramatic pause. James says, look, guys, they went down to O'Fallon. We're having a birthday, my daughter's birthday, and they went to go get her a new dress and get some supplies to make a cake.
I would like to kind of watch his facial expressions, see if I can tell if he's being truthful or not.
Sense motive.
Yep.
Good golly. So you've decided
these poor farmers don't stand a chance.
Well, I'm more concerned that the guys are holed up here and have their wives hostage.
Yeah.
That's why
That's what I was thinking.
I'm trying to. That's what I'm really looking for. Signs of duress. And
so you have 3 raises, sir. So as you look around, you've convinced Darius and James that you guys are cops, you're looking for bad guys, and they're chill. Okay, they're like, okay, whatever. They saw the wanted poster, we saw the badges, and Darius and James are relaxed as heck. Rebecca, who's about to walk through the doors, looks at a little bit annoyed, like she was doing stuff and you guys have interrupted her day. Not suspicious annoyed, just, oh, more work to do annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacob doesn't look hostile, but he does look confused. He's just walked up and he doesn't know what's going on. That's what you notice.
So are we wasting time here, Charles Jansen?
So I didn't notice any signs of duress or anything like that from any of them when I was
No,
looking.
you did not.
I think so. I think these are good folk. We appreciate you. We're just, like we said, on the path of some bad men.
You said he was headed northwest, right? Northeast?
Northwest.
Northwest.
Well, the dog pants up at you, and you kind of get the impression from the dog that he likes his people, that they feed him well and they treat him well.
Okay. I'll release him release his mind from the rest of the spell, and I will start walking back to the horse. And I will thank him for his help.
And
Okay.
I'll stand up and I'll shake Darius's hand again, and tip my hat to James and Jacob and say, well, I hope they find a mighty fine dress for her.
Thank you, Marshals.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, sir.
We'll head back to the horses and untie them and start heading northwest.
All right. Right as you guys start to ride off, Rebecca steps out and she's got a tray of drinks.
Oh.
And now she looks really mad.
Well,
She shakes her head and goes back inside.
If she hadn't taken
taken
20
so long.
minutes.
She was standing there gawking the whole time. So yeah, we'll head out and as we're out of earshot of them, then I will probably call across, because more than likely I would imagine, October, you're riding on like the left and I'm riding on the right of Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'd call over and I say, I was looking for any signs of duress on them, but I didn't see anything.
Sometimes I just don't trust these people of the corn.
Well, people who live off on their own away from city can get kind of funny every once in a blue moon. So your mistrust not necessarily misplaced.
It has not been a blue moon in many years.
I get a wide grin on my face. I love how you take every comment absolutely literally.
So you two have known each other for some time then.
October here's the one that found me when how do I even say that? I know I was in some kind of tussle, and it was bad, but I rightly can't tell you what it was, but I know it was bigger than me, if that makes sense. But October's the one that found me, and he's the one
Marshall couldn't tell you what your assignment was?
haven't the slightest idea. And no one seems to know what they sent me in for, and apparently I've been gone for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
All I remember is my name. I obviously remember how to speak and such, but
Oh, silver lining and everything.
Says you now. Sometimes getting him to forget he can speak would have been a blessing.
But October here led me out safely. There were quite a few in Sioux Nation who didn't take kindly for me trekking through there.
Oh, I bet you're glad to be back.
I am. I just kind of feel bad for October because now he's not amongst his people.
I will be with my people again when the time is right. For now, this is where I need to be.
And let me tell you, Doc, although he doesn't understand jokes very well, he has a keen eye. He has a way with animals. And more importantly, I'd almost like to consider him a friend.
Well, I, for one, I'm glad to have you along.
That's why I think it's hilarious that he's got a deputy marshal's badge.
Yes, this was a strange happenstance.
And believe me, I know the feeling.
So, you were a doctor? That is good to have around as well.
For a time. Wasn't exactly my choice, but, you know.
Oh,
You
I
do what
kind
you
of
gotta
thought
do.
it was a adopted nickname. I didn't realize there was truth to it. That is
Yeah.
mighty handy.
Army.
Why would you have an adopted nickname of an occupation? That seems like it would not be beneficial to anyone.
I grin and I look at Doc and I say, "See what I mean?"
Yeah. No, I was in the war for a while. Started off as a army medic and got booted down to infantry. That was fine. So now here I am.
Whereabouts you from, Doc?
New York.
New York City.
That's right.
That's a bit of travel from the likes of St. Louis.
Oh well, I've been doing a lot of traveling lately.
Well, if we're lucky, we'll find this cabin to the northwest. Maybe do some scouting beforehand, see what we can, how we can get the drop on these fellas a little easier.
Agreed.
Wonder if we might want to fan out a bit, ride further apart, better chance of spotting the cabin.
That might not be a bad idea.
So before you guys ride off, I know you and
We've
Daniel
been
know
riding
this
for
already.
30 minutes talking.
I love it. It's called a role-playing game. I want to show Doug some things. So if you look at the Jacob counter,
Jacob.
why can I suddenly not interact with any? Oh, that's because okay, there we go. If you look at it,
Mhm.
I'm going to put a little wavy thing on him.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been using that symbol for when somebody is shaken.
Okay.
Okay, and then for wounds, we've been using that skull and crossbones thing.
Okay.
And there's some other effects. Now, if you go ahead and click on Jacob,
I
what
don't know if I'm a fan of you giving him this advice right before we go up to this guy's cabin. It kind of implies that we might be looking at combat soon. I'm not. I don't know.
so you can see that you can see if you click on him, because I believe I gave you permission to interact with it, right? So the little gear wheel will bring up the box about him.
Mhm.
You have a red, a green, and a blue circle. Now, most people sometimes will put their wounds in the red box.
Yeah.
Or you can use the wound counter or both. A lot of times the blue one people are using for their PowerPoints. Have we been counting down or up, Daniel?
For PowerPoints?
Yeah.
Down.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So then, you guys can go ahead and put your PowerPoints in there. And then you see the circle, the bottom one, center one, that brings up all the different symbols that we can use to kind of remember what's going on. Now, the other thing is we've got squares here. And I think you can look at your character sheet. But I think everybody has. No, Mark, is your pace 5? Did I remember that?
Did I just do this wrong? Hold on.
No, your pace is 6.
Oh, there's 2.
Collins has a pace of 6. I think 6 is pretty normal. Yeah, everybody has a pace of 6. So it's real simple. It means you can move 6 squares. So when it comes your turn, you can move your guy 6 turns. Diagonals count as 1. Now the other thing, if you look on the west, on the west, if you look on the left, you see something that to me, it's supposed to be a ruler, but it looks almost like a comb to me. It's right underneath the magnifying glass. So if you grab that and click on the square in front of you and just drag that line, you can see that it'll show you range.
Okay.
So if you're just trying to decide if that guy you're trying to shoot is in range of your pistol, you can use that tool to figure out how far away things are. And the other thing, I think you can see my arrow and I can see your blue arrow.
Yeah.
Daniel.
Got it.
So those are some things you can do. And the last thing I want to show you is on the left, you see the thing that looks like a 20-sided dice.
Mm-hmm.
So if you click on the, at the top, if you click on the exclamation point P, and then click on like the D6 and 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do that too. D6 and 2, boom, right? So you can see that I got a critical failure is what I got. And you got 7, right?
Yeah.
Now what the exclamation point did is that made them infinitely exploding.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if you rolled a 6 and a 6 and a 6 and a 6, right? So you can roll dice by typing into the chat box, or you can roll that dice. Anyway, that's it. I just kind of want to show you how to use the thing here, because I know if I data dump it all at once, I just wanted to give it to you in little increments.
Okay.
But that's it. So you guys fan out, and you guys are following the path that leads off here to the west. And why don't you non-survival having guys roll notice for me? And October, why don't you make a survival roll for me?
And to be fair, my goal here was to try and notice the cabin as soon as possible so that we might do some scouting and not rush headlong into a gunfight. Just FYI. That's
really?
the goal.
Okay. So you notice that you're riding along, and good thing you have a Native American scout with you.
I'm spending a penny on that.
Well, okay. You did see what October rolled.
Yeah, but I didn't
On
roll
a different
notice.
skill.
So, on his tracking skill with a raise. So October, you notice after you ride about an hour, you notice that all the traffic is pretty much going west towards whatever the next settlement is. You've no idea, but you do notice that there's 4 horses. You see it easily that break off from the trail and head north.
I will slow down my horse and I'll get off and I'll put my head to the ground as if I'm listening. And then I'll get back up and I'll say 4 horses that way.
As a matter of fact, once you got down closer, you could tell that the tracks look like they're about a day old.
They have been riding for about a day.
Which you remember they left the settlement yesterday after lunch. So
Yep.
I'd say that's our query.
So do we see the cabin from here?
No.
Okay.
No. You see trees.
All right. So then let's I say to
You
October.
see October sees a trail of horses. Matter of fact, once he points it out to you, you can see it. You can see that in this field the horses kind of push the grass down, and so you can see where the 4 horses rode now that he points it out.
Do we want to take a quick break?
Sure.
Okay. Great. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Cool.
I expected him to go to a commercial break.
I did too. I was surprised, or maybe I was gone long enough. The commercial's over. I don't know. Welcome back. Welcome back.
So, I don't know if it's family show related, but I was working on some terrain.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Nice.
I have another one that's very similar coloring. Ow, darn it. I really want my knee good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hate it when that happens.
no joke.
Okay.
So I thought I was expecting a commercial break.
Yeah, I don't have one ready for this yet.
Ah,
And the other one is wrong because we changed our schedule pretty significantly.
oh yeah,
So-
yeah.
it's this. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Wait, did somebody disconnect and reconnect? Because Doug is now the game master.
Oops. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
All right, Doug, go.
Yep, Doug, go.
And we win.
Yes! Give me 1 second to drag you guys around here. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I didn't
Alright.
disconnect.
I don't know
I did.
either.
Sorry.
Oh,
There you go.
My bad.
Yay, no,
That's
it's
funny.
fine. It's fine. The boxes are drawn. That's the important part. Now I just got to slide you all around in the Hollywood squares. All right, perfect. So now with that preamble, no combat. Perfect.
all right.
So yeah, scanning the horizon to try and find the cabin as soon as possible, and then study.
Okay. All right. So you guys ride on along. It's getting to be about 5 o'clock. Probably got about 3 or 4 more hours of daylight left, and so you ride along another hour north of the trail, and you can see you're not in forest, but I would say it's lightly wooded, so you are riding between trees, but again, not a forest. And you see up ahead, you see that there's a creek that is coming up. Creek's running east-west, and so far October is leading you north.
Okay.
And it's just past 4. Continuing north.
Yep.
Yep.
We still
Okay.
have an eye on the 4 horses that we're following.
Yeah. October's got that. Although on the other side of the creek, I'm going to make him roll again. So did we just lose Mark?
No,
No,
I'm having problems. The Roll20 is crashing for some reason.
I see that. I'm glad to see you back though.
Yeah.
You were gone for a minute there.
trying to get
All
it
right.
fixed.
All right. Well, you guys ride up to the creek. You gonna ride over it and head north?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. Mr. October, if you could another survival roll.
Do we get a
Sure.
chance to make notice rolls also?
Your
Sure.
survival roll. Boop.
Wow.
Still 10. What?
Jeez.
Wow.
So This time, October will take a couple of leaves from a small satchel, and he'll crumble them in the air to see which direction the air is blowing, and then he'll continue and point at where the path is going and continue down that path.
Yeah. You see it too. Now that October's kind of told you what to look for, he was crumbling up leaves. You already saw the way to go.
Perfect.
Easy to pick up the trail on the other side of the creek. It was a little muddy and easy trail to follow. So are you guys going to keep riding till you find the cabin, or you stopping for dinner, or what's going on?
What do we say? We stop for a spell.
If we stop, that is fine, but stopping for a warm meal cannot happen.
Well, yeah, jerky
Yeah.
and things of that like.
Yep. If we are on the hunt, we should not give away where we are.
Agreed.
All right. So you guys ride along another hour and go ahead and stop. And are you going to do anything particular when you stop, or you just
Water the horses.
Do we know they're heading to a cabin?
That's what the gentleman at the fort said.
He said that that's what they had said, right?
Correct. Just a cabin in the woods.
just a cabin in the woods?
I hear you can try and ramp a motorcycle over the ravine if you can't get away.
I heard that that's not the best idea.
No. All right then.
We should just
What
leave
bad
them-
has ever happened at a cabin in the woods?
We should just leave them for the merman.
All right. So, all right. Well, you guys eat your jerky, you water the horses, and it's now 6, and it's like I said, it's May, so you've got another couple hours of sunlight left,
Let's keep riding.
and you can see the woods or the trees starting to get a little thicker, like you're actually starting to ride into actual no kidding forest. So far the tracks have been on a beeline. And why don't you make me one more set of rolls? Notice for you two and survival for the other. Wow. So
Good travel 3s.
yeah, successes for 2 of you, and Doc says, "Oh, I see what you guys are looking at. I got this now.
I get it.
This isn't hard." And it's still on that. The one thing you get, Doc, is it does occur to you that you guys have been walking or riding in an exact straight line. So it doesn't look like these fellows are trying to be deceptive or anything, and they're not doing anything to cover their tracks. So looks like they're just riding straight on north. And like I said, right about 8 o'clock, and it's not dim, but it's starting to get dim. You guys see a cabin up ahead of you in the woods.
Yep.
All right. So,
Say this is the place.
what are we talking about? Is there a higher elevation area anywhere around here? Is it flat? Like,
It's pretty much flat.
okay.
Trees are the actual trees, so you can see it's there's a fair amount of open, but there also is some cover from some of the trees on various directions.
Just FYI, our characters are not interactable on this map.
They're not.
They are not.
You know, I wonder if I made a mistake.
Once I get them all set up, I copy them from one map to the other just to keep that from happening.
Well,
We usually track hit points in the character or in the token, so I usually do the same. I copy it from one and paste into the next just so that it keeps that data.
you know what I'm gonna do? I think you're right, Mark. I think the easiest thing was, the thing is I put your characters here and then I put your characters on the other sheet. And that's what I did in Riffs, was I copied you guys over. So let me just do that real quick. Because you're right, that is going to be the easiest thing to do. Fortunately, that's one of those things that's actually pretty quick to do. I don't know if that's the order you want to be in, so feel free to move yourselves.
Yeah.
But you should be able to interact now.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
October will get off his horse and he'll hitch his horse to a tree, this tree here.
Okay.
And I'll do the same, and I'll also take out my Sharps rifle.
I was actually also going to go ahead and take out my rifle and see what I can see through the scope.
All right. So you see one gentleman sitting on the porch with his he's sitting with his legs hanging over the side of the porch.
We have a Tatorm.
Oh, Tatorm.
Tatorm. Doug apparently hates Torm. He'll drink, but he doesn't say Tatorm.
No.
We should we should change that for the different shows.
Thank you for the Tatorm, Nariko. Okay. Can I see, are there windows on the cabin? Can I see anybody through the windows?
You see a door, no windows.
Okay. I don't see any windows. I see one on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
And I do realize if I use the dynamic lighting, you could
not see into the building.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
But
we're all professionals here.
I'm not clever enough to have figured that out yet.
Right. All right. You want to move up a little closer, see if we can get their attention?
Getting their intentions, the easy part. What I'd like to do is figure out if we can make sure that all four of them are in there.
What are you thinking?
October, what do you feel about trying to swing around to the left and then up back behind, see if you can find any windows? I don't see any from this side.
I can do that. And I will swing very wide because this terrain is not terrain from the south is not terrain from where I'm from. And so I will attempt to stay quiet, but I'm circling way around before I start coming back.
Are you going through this big wide open area, or are you going to go farther to the west through the trees?
I'm gonna go farther to the west through the trees, so it's gonna take me a little bit.
So you're basically going to go through here.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So,
October in the trees.
do you have stealth?
I do.
Go ahead and roll your stealth, sir.
So stealth is the one I think everybody has. It was one of the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have stealth.
It's very weird.
Hey,
The straight fail.
I'm
Not a
gonna
crit fail. Straight
I'm gonna
fail.
spend a Benny to have you reroll that. Done.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
A 4.
All right. You think you're being quiet. You have no reason not to think you're being quiet.
Do I see any? Oh, actually, I'll go here, so I can kind of see from both on these two sides. If I see any windows on these two sides.
Just a second. I'm reading stealth. All right. Yeah, make one more roll for me.
Cool.
That's more like it.
He is the tree.
By the time I made it around back, October has familiarized himself enough with this terrain.
Apparently so. No windows, sir. It doesn't look like it's not a well-made cabin, right? I mean, whoever built this thing wasn't putting in windows, wasn't doing whatever. It's made out of rough wood and logs, and windows just wasn't something that they were putting in the formula for building this thing.
And no other doors?
No other doors, no.
Okay.
And so you have seen 3 sides now. You can see the back from your angle.
Right.
You can see the side, and
Yep.
you've seen the front.
Right.
Yep.
Just haven't
So-
seen the eastern side.
So he's gonna move here.
Okay.
Have I seen any wildlife at all? Beehives, wasps, any types of snakes or wolves or owls?
Make a your choice. Make a notice or a survival roll.
They are the same. They are not the same, but they are the same.
Okay, so you got a 5. Why don't you suggest something to me that you were looking for? A beehive? Are you happy with that?
Let's go wasps. I know there's not much of a difference, but one provides honey and the other one is a nuisance.
Wasps are not a nuisance, sir. Wasps are the
Oh goodness, I didn't need a logical nature channel. I get you. I'm just saying if they
I'm just
die,
saying wasps, this is a family channel, otherwise I would use different words. Wasps are the angry wife beater wearing jerks of the animal kingdom.
that is not the direction I thought you were going.
Yeah,
with
not
that.
the direction I thought you were going either.
Wasps,
Do it,
no,
do it.
honestly, wasps, and this is Animal Planet, but wasps will go out of their way to sting you.
Which is the reason I would rather go wasps. But
Yeah.
I think the direction Mark and I thought you were going to go was to explain how wasps are good,
Right.
like bees.
Yeah, no, we
No.
totally
Thought
thought
you
that's
were
where
going
we were
with
headed.
it.
No, wasps, literally, everybody's, well, if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. They're afraid of you. And wasps, no. They're like, oh, I could go sting that guy. I wasn't going over there. He's nowhere near me, but I'm going to go sting him. And
Right.
I've never been stung by a wasp, but this isn't like, I don't have any like grudge. It's just I from what I've read about wasps is they literally are the jerks of the animal
Oh.
kingdom.
I've been stung by wasps and yellow jackets and everything in between, but I specifically remember a wasp when I was younger visiting my dad out in the middle of agriculture country. A wasp had gotten underneath my turtleneck, like
Oh.
low on my back, and I
Goodness.
felt it. And so as I was pulling my shirt, my turtleneck over my head and getting it off, it stung me like 9 times up my back as I was taking my shirt off.
Yeah,
Jeez.
welcome to wasps.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway,
Yes, you find a wasp.
Yeah. A wasp hive, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna attempt again. I'm going to walk near the wasp nest, but obviously not right on top of it. I will draw some symbols in the earth, and I will pour a little bit of water onto the symbols, and then I will place a little bit of yes.
Are you doing your thing?
Yes.
I
Okay.
drew the wasp nest on the map.
No, I meant are you declaring your thing that you forgot to declare last time?
Oh, and I'm declaring my well, yeah, I'm just describing it, but yes, from now on, pretty much anytime I cast Beast Friend, I will also be casting Mind Rider. But yes, thank you, Mark. I'm going to be casting Beast Friend with Mind Rider on the swarm. Is it a small swarm or a large swarm?
I don't know. Let me see.
That's just
Large swarm.
Sweet. So it's going to be 4 power points, which is extremely powerful. And it's going to be essentially a swarm the size of a man. And I am riding with it, but I'm also commanding it to chase Cletus into the woods. No, I'm not using the name Cletus, but I'm saying the man around the corner.
I put the names there because, you know, I remember from when we first started doing riffs, you'd be like, the picture that looks like, yeah. So yeah, they have nameplates to make, right. Yeah.
And then
nameplates are there for a reason.
I want the half of them to chase Cletus into the wilderness. I want the other half to spread, almost the other half, to spread into the cabin to see how many people are in there and what they look like, because I'm riding with them. And I'm sending a small handful, like 3 or 4, down to where Charles and Doc were last.
Okay. All right. So you have oh yeah. So we need to roll.
Yes.
That's where we are.
Yes, we need to roll. And I'm going to be bennying that. Where was it? There. And there.
Boop.
And then boop. Are you kidding me?
I will re-roll once for him.
No, it's okay. I can get it.
Uh,
And that. Oh my goodness.
okay, let me do one for you now
Okay.
because I want you to succeed on this because I want a B-man.
I don't even know what to say at this point.
I think you should try one more time. I'll try one more time.
But you just need to get over a 4, right?
No, because the higher
I need a raise to make
Yeah.
them more obedient.
Yeah.
I'm more obedient.
Okay, I've succeeded like 3 or 4 times now. This is good.
I'm gonna throw one more. Go. Do it.
All right, we need to keep at least one. So yeah. So there.
So you're successful.
Yeah. It means that I have control over them for like 10 minutes, but it's likely, yeah, I'm not going to be able to use them for a lot of different tasks. A lot for the next 10 minutes.
Dog, do one.
All
So
right.
you're fine.
All right. So the swarm runs over I'm gonna.
You didn't
What?
anticipate a bee swarm token? I'm very disappointed, John.
I know. What was I thinking? Well, I'll leave that there. Let me do. There we go. All right. So what happens, Charles and Doc, what you guys see is you guys are looking at the house, and all of a sudden you see the swarm of hornets attack Cletus.
I want to be clear. I'm watching down the scope of my rifle as a swarm of hornets attacks Cletus. That's when I'll start saying, huh.
So he does this often then?
Well, I mean, we don't.
This sort of thing.
Well, neither of us know it's him yet. Out of character. I just see a swarm of. Are you looking through your scope also?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
It's
yeah,
sharps.
you just seen it about the same time I did, and you heard me go, huh.
That's something you don't see every day.
Mighty convenient.
So
We're doing great, Exterminate. How are
it's-
you doing?
It's that time. I need like 5 minutes.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem. Well, good. If we're gonna wait for a second, doing great. Exterminate. Welcome to the stream. We're doing a tabletop RPG called Deadlands. It's set in the Wild West, and right now we've got a mystic shaman who just controlled a bunch of bees to try and drive a bunch of people out of a poorly constructed house with no windows or doors except the front one.
Although I know I'm being pedantic, but they are hornets.
Oh,
not
right. Sorry.
bees.
Hornets, not bees. That would be too punny.
To be or not to be.
I do need to grab the hello there because you guys can't hear it. I need to grab that and bring it in here so I can press the button to do hello there as people come in. Not to mention my shout out button. Actually, I think I can find that one right now. Exterminate, thanks for coming through. Appreciate that. Did you stream today? And if so, what did you stream? Also, what did you have for dinner? John, what did you have for dinner?
What did I have for dinner?
Yes.
Souls of the innocent.
I had a ham steak, sweet potato, steamed broccoli. Oh, and a small tomato.
That sounds delicious.
It was very delicious. Thank you.
What did you have, Daniel?
I had sashimi and miso soup.
Ooh, fantastic. What did you have, Doug?
And chicken and potatoes and green beans.
Nice.
The chicken had a cheesy melt over it.
Nice.
Nice. We did
Love you, kiddo.
we did pasta with homemade spaghetti sauce, and that had truffle salt mushrooms in it.
Nice.
Really good. All right. Good to go.
Are you waiting for me?
We were.
No, I think we're
We
waiting
don't
for
need-
him to draw things or something.
Who?
You.
Me? No.
Oh, okay. You said just a minute you needed to bring a hello there thing in, and
Oh, yeah. I said I need to do that eventually.
oh, I thought I was waiting for you to do that. I'm
No,
sorry.
No.
Okay, so what you're looking through your scope, you see Cletus get chased off to the east by a swarm of hornets. And why don't you two make a notice roll
I can do that.
at a -1? Both of
Darkness?
you. Yeah, we'll mentally do the -1.
Okay.
So So 4 then.
Oh.
Oh.
so, so I'm leaning my rifle up against a rock, and then I somehow lose my footing and fall, and I am now on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, would you get up?
You actually, despite the fact that somebody was making a whole lot of noise, falling down, you also notice that there's a couple hornets flying at you.
God damn it.
So we are now in turn order, and it looks like unless somebody wants to spend a Benny, I don't want to. And oh, by the way, I don't think it's been said yet. I get Bennies too. But I don't feel like spend. Does anybody else want to spend a Benny to up their turn order?
Nope.
No.
Okay. All right. So Cletus ran off screaming his lungs out. And so you hear shouting coming from the cabin, and somebody steps out with a pistol, and trying to figure out what the noise is all about. So I need to look up page 36, I think. Page 35. I was close. So Mark,
Yes, sir.
go ahead and roll a unskilled roll for your stealth.
Oh, this will be good. I have stealth.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
everybody
yeah,
has
of course
stealth.
you do. Yeah, everybody does. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking about my brain was processing survival.
I fell, but I fell quietly.
So roll your stealth.
I did. I got a success.
Oh, you did. Okay. All right. So you see, you don't know that's who it is, but you see Dusty come out, and he's looking to the east,
Where
towards
Cletus,
the direction where Cletus
is hollering.
And October, you hear somebody in the cabin saying, "What's going on out there?" And you hear Dusty on the front porch saying, "I don't know. Cletus is a shouting and a running." October, your turn.
All right. So part of my
What are we doing with the hornets that are flying towards your friends?
Yeah. So do I see some of the hornets are inside? Do I see how many people are inside?
You saw the guy who stepped out on the porch.
Right.
You see one guy inside. And
is it dark in here?
No, I mean it's darkish. I mean they've got a fire there, but you can tell that there's a wall, that there's another room.
But can I see that it's Elmer Potts, the guy we're looking for?
It looks like the guy from the wanted poster, yes.
And is there any sound when the guy yelled, "What's going on?" They had a conversation in this room, right? Or was it Dusty? Who was talking?
Dusty and Elmer were talking.
Okay, so far, unless I send wasps into the other room, I have no idea that Ned is in there.
You are correct, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna send wasps into the other room, but the wasps that are heading down towards my friends, once they get there, I'm going to have them land near them and buzz twice so that it's obvious that they buzzed twice. Like, this is not a normal sound of nature, you know? And then I'm going to have them buzz twice again and then head back to the cabin.
All right. Unless you zoom in, I know it's kind of hard to see, but the door is right up here.
Is that
okay.
Waspy? Timmy found Don in a well?
There we go. The circle's actually kind of hard to grab. Oh, let me zoom in. I can't grab this.
Doug, this should be when you play the card that the wasps fall in love with you. You have to do whatever you say.
Well, I guess. Oh, did I put it on the background?
Elmer's not that pretty.
I
If
did.
I could make you prettier, I would.
Mhm. How dare you shame me in front of guests?
Well, I guess that the wasps are going to stay there. I can't grab this circle for some reason.
That's fine. We know what it is.
Okay. So here's the deal. Let me look. Figure out what I'm going to do about this.
So I was going with, it was a kind of ramshackle cabin that's kind of not seen good years and people aren't really upkeeping it.
That's all true.
Which is why I figured the wasps wouldn't have a hard time kind of climbing through the walls or the ceiling or.
Well, I mean, there's not holes in the walls, but it is a pile of crap. So
I'm literally picturing some of the more rundown cabins from Red Dead Redemption 2.
oh yeah, I haven't played that game.
Most of those log cabins have, pinky sized slat holes where the slats have fallen apart. And
I got you. No, it's not that rinky dink. So I figure they flew in the open door.
okay.
And that's why they're going up to that side to fly in that other door.
Yeah.
Our two heroes here at the bottom of the map, why don't you both make smarts rolls? All right, so you haven't seen them yet, Charles, but Doc, you see those hornets that you notice land and they beat their wings making a buzz. So it goes, they beat the wings buzz, and then stop and then buzz, do it a second time. And did you say repeat that, Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay. And so they're silent for long enough to make sure that it's distinct. And then they do that again and buzz twice and just sit there.
Well, and then they start heading back.
And then they, well, there you go. And then they fly back. And so you've made a successful.
It's up to them on what they decide to take with that information, if anything. But
well, you did make a successful smart roll.
Yeah.
And because you have a success there, Charles, you hear the first buzz and you look and you see the second buzz.
What could that mean?
I think it's a message.
October?
Probably.
He's in position.
Think so.
All right. Let's move up a little closer, maybe.
All right. Are you done, October?
yes, thank you.
To Torm.
All right. To Torm.
To Torm.
It's warm.
I think Daniel just doesn't like, he wants to change the name because he doesn't like the fact that we keep toasting his character.
Well, because that's done.
Oh, it's never done.
I think that's true, actually. That's very true. I I think that we should have a cowboy themed one for this one and Eberron themed one for the other one. I mean, heck, you kill off enough characters in Eberron.
All right, those wasps fly off. Chuck, your turn.
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
That's a me.
That's me.
Charlie boy.
I'll go ahead and take a shot at Dusty.
Wow. You're not going to say the U.S. Marshals surrender. You're just going to shoot him. I'm not saying I have druthers. I was just clarifying.
He doesn't remember protocol.
That may be true.
Well, that's what I was thinking about in my mind, but I guess I'll move up. 1, 2, 3.
In his mind's eye, Dusty just collapses against the front porch dead.
I'm going to move up through the trees over this way
Okay.
and crouch down. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm kind of taking cover in that bush.
Okay. They're trees, not bushes.
Okay. Well, you know what I mean. Behind that tree.
Okay. I got you.
And
I got you. You have partial cover.
I'll did you say Marshall cover?
Partial.
And I'll just hold for right now until
You're not going to say anything?
give away my position? No, not yet.
Okay. All right. Doc.
So I am going to move up to the clump of trees opposite from him. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there you shut. Elmer Potts, United States Marshals, come out with your hands up.
And are you going to do anything else?
Just take aim with my rifle and get ready.
All right.
Oh, is that an action? Aiming is an action, isn't it?
Aiming actually is an action, and it gives you
So-
a +2, is it?
Yeah.
And is that using a marksman?
Marksman, I think, removes the -2. -2?
Yeah.
Right.
But aiming gives you an additional +2 on top of that.
It does. Page 97. I'm going to check, but I think it's a +2. So because you're taking a full turn, if a character spends her entire term, well, I can't read their entire term. If a character spends her entire turn aiming a ranged weapon at a particular target and takes no other actions, she can ignore up to 4 points of range, cover, called shot, scale, or speed penalties, or add +2 to her roll. The attack must be used on the first action of her next turn, or the bonus is lost.
Okay.
However,
Because I moved.
shooter must be stationary to aim.
Yeah.
Can't walk, run, ride a horse, or otherwise move under their own power. Could aim from a vehicle traveling over or through a smooth surface, or one using the hold steady chase maneuver. So because you guys moved, you can't aim.
Got it.
But next round we can aim, right?
Right, so long as you don't.
Do anything else.
Yes.
Now I remember why I didn't use aim.
Mm-hmm.
So the first question is, does anybody want to use a Benny on a new card?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm going to use a Benny.
But you're not allowed to do that.
I am allowed to do that.
It leaves you exactly where you are right now, so that works for me.
Yeah. There it is. So yeah. So that did me a lot of good, but there you go. Okay. I'll stick on that. So Doc, you're up.
As they come out.
By the way, speaking, within reason, it is always a free action.
Okay.
Last
chance, Elmer Potts. This is the United States Marshals.
All right. Are you aiming?
Yeah. I'm aiming at Dusty right now.
All right. So here's what's going to happen. Let me do. Dusty stays where he is. Actually, he moves to the edge of the porch there, and he is going to shoot in your general direction.
You want to shoot in your general direction.
And it's 8-ish. It's not dark, but it's twilight. He knows where the sound was coming from. But he doesn't even get close to you. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay. Elmer and Ned get to the door, and they're each kind of leaning through the door. And Elmer's, I ain't going. One marshal don't scare me none. Oh my. And you hear bam, bam. You hear him shoot, and some bullets go overhead, but nothing happens.
Now I'll take a shot at Dusty then. Or can I?
Oh, if you aim, that was your entire turn.
That was your entire turn, and now we're up at Charles.
Okay.
That's why I don't use aim. I remembered when you said that. That's why it's. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's still in close range. Aim at Elmer Potts. I've got the scope, which reduces. Go ahead.
You have a -2 because he has partial cover for the door.
And the scope, I believe, gives me eliminates 2 of those.
Okay.
I want to double check that. I don't know for sure. I thought I remembered that. That's why I wanted to buy it so bad. Acrobat.
Of course, scope isn't in the index.
Yeah, of course not, right?
The whole stream is me pointing out what's not in the index.
I'll just make a supercut.
It's probably under equipment. And of course, equipment's not in the index.
Of course, it's not open. Deadlands. There we go.
You got it out of the Deadlands book?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Deadlands. Oh, Triscope, not Deadlands. Okay, yeah. Cancels 2 additional points of penalties when aiming.
So -2, sir.
Yeah, -2. I'm just gonna attempt to shoot Elmer. Right. So that's just a shooting roll
Yes, sir.
with this gun, correct?
That's your pistol, right?
No, I'm using my
Oh,
rifle.
your pistol.
I'm using my rifle.
You're using your rifle.
Correct. That's what's got
Yeah,
the scope
just
on.
shooting.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
shooting. All right. You hit. Roll your damage.
How do I?
It's in the weapons.
Oh, right. That's right. Oh, I should have rolled the weapon. That's fine. Damage. Looks like 12.
All right. Wow. So he is shaken, and because you have a raise, you actually put a wound on him.
Then I will.
And family show, I won't say what Elmer says, but he shouts a stream of invectives in your direction. You gosh darn marshals.
I recommend you come out with your hands up.
I ain't going back.
Well, then you're going in a body bag.
If you're thinking you can do it, come along.
Keep standing there, I say to myself. And I'm done.
All right. October.
I'm going to have the hornets that are inside
Okay.
swarm Ned to chase him out of the cabin.
Okay. Now you told me you wanted 2 in the cabin, right?
Oh, okay. Maybe there was a
Isn't that what you
misunderstanding.
said?
So I had split them in half. I had had half go after Cletus, and then I had 2 go down to talk to Charles and Colin and Doc, and the rest to go into the cabin, trying to like go in wherever there were entrances, was how I pictured it. Because again, I thought it was more dilapidated than it was.
I see. All right. Well, I'm trying to think about how I'm going to play this because it's very bizarre that they haven't reacted to half a swarm of hornets in their building yet.
True.
So when they built the cabin, they put vents along the top under the eaves, and so while it's not dilapidated in that way, they flew in there and they were flying along the ceiling, and nobody had noticed them to date.
Okay.
So, and I can grab this one. I wonder why I couldn't grab the other one. So they start swarming around Ned.
And the way I picture it is they're swarming like the back half of him.
Right.
To try to chase him out the door.
147. Now I know what it says. I just want to read it again. Oh. All right. So go ahead and make a. It's funny. The only skill that a swarm has is notice. So go ahead and make a. Go ahead and make a D8, exploding D8, but no. Trying to decide if you get your hero die with this. Just roll the exploding D8. And
Oh, I got one.
Oh, you just rolled your spirit because it's a D8.
Yeah, so I got one.
And I was debating about. I was going to say let's see if that's successful, but you did. You're successful with your wild die. I was gonna. The reason I said just do that and then we'll worry about the wild die. I didn't realize you could do it this way. That was a clever way to do it, by the way. I figured.
I figured it was faster.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't worry about it. Well, if you miss, then we'll worry about the wild die. But you were a step ahead of me. So you have a success. So go ahead and roll 2d4 exploding.
Okay. $12. Daddy likes those rolls.
So you gentlemen outside see Ned run out of the cabin, fall face first in the dirt, screaming as there's this cloud of wasps, or not wasps, hornets around him, and he stops moving.
Oh no!
Did you start blowing up like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Yeah. Pretty much. Go ahead and make another basically spirit roll, even though it's your to hit.
Nice.
Roll 2d4.
Better. I don't want to kill the poor guy.
Yeah. All right. You hear screaming coming from the east somewhere.
Okay. Far away, like farish away.
Farish, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't occur to me I needed the map to be longer to the east here.
Teach you a lesson.
I know, right?
Next map we get is going to be like 900 by 900. I have taken every possible consideration in.
All right. I need to deal cards. All right. Chuck, sir.
Chuck is taking second shot at Elmer since he's still in the door. At least he will be as soon as I find my character sheet. So the roll is not on the weapons anymore. Just damage. Okay, so I just do normal shooting.
So it should be. That's something we may have to adjust.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll fix it somehow.
What I get?
You missed.
No, I don't, because I'm going to Benny that. There's my last Benny. Because I got a good shooting skill. There's a success.
You hit him.
And then the damage. Wow.
Just a second. All right. You hit him. You hurt him. Oh. There we go. All right. I had to remember how we put a number on multiple applications. And I remembered. Yay.
Yay.
So I don't know if you can see that,
It's
Doug,
2.
but you see there's a little 2 on the skull
Yeah.
and crossbones.
So
Yeah, I see him.
just so you know, Doug, since this is your first time doing this,
Uh-huh.
generally, and I say that I'm stomping my foot if I was in the military, since I'm not, and it's pointed out all the time. It most things only have 3 hit points. So if you do 3 wounds, they die.
Okay.
Generally.
And we talked about it the one of the previous times is remember, you guys are wild cards, and there can be a bad guy wild card, but along with that, most of the things you run into are extras. And an
red
extra,
shirts.
the red shirts. And the example I always use is Batman with the Gotham Police and the Joker with his minions, right?
Mhm.
So Batman punches a minion and he falls down, but it's a long fight with the Joker. So that's kind of how Savage Worlds.
Yeah,
works.
I'm good. I'm done. Keeping my
Doc,
cover.
Okay. And then I am going to shoot.
+2, sir.
We're going to shoot Dusty then.
Oh, you're gonna shoot Dusty, so you do have your +2.
Yeah.
So it's a 6, so it's not a raise.
Okay.
But it is a hit. So go ahead and
You could penny it and reroll it. or just murder them with a normal roll. It's completely fine.
Yeah.
wow. So I
That's
need
not
to do the
even
math there.
that's not even exploding.
Yeah.
So that's
That's a sharp 50.
10, 14, 18. So that's 3 raises. So so if this was a wild card and it's not, that would be a shaken and 2 wounds on a wild card is what you would have done. So wild card, you wouldn't have killed them, but
Uh-huh.
But Dusty, he's dead. He's dead.
what did we?
Dead as a doornail.
I'm actually starting to think we were using the skull and crossbones for dead. What were we using for wounded?
No, I think we were using the skull and crossbow, and then we were turning him sideways for dead.
Oh, yeah, because we're using a different thing. I can't turn a token sideways. I think I'm going to use the skull and crossbones for dead. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the guy with the arrows in his back for wounded.
Ned's dead.
Whose motorcycle is this? It's not a motorcycle.
There we go.
It's a chopper.
All right.
Chopper, baby.
Whose chopper is this?
Ned.
Dead.
Who's Ned? Who's Ned?
Ned's
All
dead,
right.
baby.
October.
All right. I would like to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here.
Really?
And
Wait.
you are
4,
so literal
5.
all the time. 1, 2.
No,
3,
nope. I'm
4.
not going to let you do that.
Okay. Why?
Because you'd have to go through the building to make that one. So let me drive for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you could go there.
I'm good. I'll stay where I am. October's gonna release the wasps, and that's it. The other guys, I don't want to get shot by moving in front. I'm good. I'm done. Thank you.
All right. I make a bigger roll. Elmer fails his figure roll and family shouts a string of invectives at you. Cletus makes his shake and roll. And has beaten off the you released the wasps. He starts running back towards the cabin, and I'm going to say he gets to right there. And I'm going to deal cards.
He was running for 3 rounds before combat even started.
Well,
I mean, he only has a speed of 6 too, right? And if
yeah,
he's running through trees and around trees and stuff.
yeah. All right. In my mind, he wasn't. Well, yeah, all right.
I'm just saying, literal distance for one is literal distance for the other, right?
You're right. You're right. I was thinking that he was swatting at the wasp, even though he was trying to get away. He was swatting. Now he's intentionally trying to get back.
You're
But
the
no,
GM. It's all you.
No. You're right. You're right. You're right. I don't mind being wrong. You're right. So Cletus is still running. Elmer's going to try to. He's no longer shaken. He's made his vigor roll. Elmer slams the door, and you can hear him moving towards you in the cabin. October. Doc, your turn.
All right. Can I see Cletus? Where?
Yeah. Add 6 to whatever range you are from him now.
Okay.
Which is probably not that. What's the range on your rifle? You have a sharp, so
yeah.
Well,
30, 60, 120.
Yeah, so he's still in short range.
Yeah.
Because he's at 36. So yeah, he's at short range.
All right, so I'll take a shot at him.
Okay. You hit.
I believe I hit. And...
Good Lord.
I love this gun.
So 10, 14, 18, 22, 26. You got 5 raises.
So I got him.
Who did he shoot?
Cletus.
Oh, Cletus is dead.
Oh. It's one of those things, you know, how sometimes when you when somebody gets shot, they like stumble around and, oh, I've been shot. This is one of those things where it's like a marionette and somebody just cut the strings and he's running, and the next thing he's just laying in the dirt. October, sir.
October's going to he'll call through the side of the cabin while he's moving because he doesn't want to get shot. He'll say, Elmer Potts, your men are down. You will be too soon if you do not surrender. And I will drag my tomahawk along the outside of the cabin.
Huh.
Attempting to intimidate. So that might be a persuasion.
Yeah, make a persuasion roll. That's going to be against his spirit.
Yep.
And where are you moving to?
Oh yeah. I'll move here.
I shoot him. I'm just kidding.
He's coming right for us.
It's a bad guy. Kill him.
All right. And so where you're dragging your tomahawk, you see this line of flames that's left if you drag that tomahawk along the side of the building.
Okay.
It's not going to burn the building down or anything. It's different
sure?
kind of flames.
It's purely fluff.
What Elmer sees on the inside is he sees this line of flames burning along the side of the building. And Chuck, it's your turn.
Ned's down.
Everybody you can see is down.
Dusty's down. Can I aim at the door to shoot someone who comes through it on my next turn?
Um,
You get what I'm asking there?
yeah, I'll give you a +1 for that.
Okay.
So yes.
I spend my turn aiming.
All right. So time to deal cards. All right, Chuck, you're up.
Well, that was a waste of a turn. I will spend my turn aiming.
All right. You hear from inside the cabin. You got me in a bad way. I can't come out now. I'm in a bad way.
Oh, it's not my turn.
October.
I'm trying to think of the term, and I'm shouting it. I shout. I'm trying to think of the term. Place your steel on the floor.
You say that? Place
Yep.
your steel on the floor.
And
Are you moving?
I'm still moving. 1, 2, 3. And I'm still dragging the tomahawk along the side of the cabin.
Okay. Roll your persuasion. Okay. You see his I'm sorry, go ahead.
And that's me.
Chuck, you see him dragging his tomahawk along the side of the cabin, and it's leaving this like flaming trail behind it.
Okay.
Doc.
I'm going to move up to the cabin.
Okay.
Put the rifle down, draw my peacemaker.
Okay. You move 6 squares. Now, if you don't, changing weapons is a non-action, right? So if you do nothing else, and if you're going to spend your whole action doing it, you can move 12.
Okay. So I'll go right up to the cabin.
And I shoot
Yep.
him with a +3. Just kidding.
Drop your weapons. I'll take care of you best I can.
All right. Time to deal cards. Oh, wow. I'm in a bad way, Marshall. You better hurry. Chuck.
Doc, what are you doing? Get away from the door.
Hang on.
October. Are you doing anything, Chuck? Just shouting?
Yeah, but it's Doc's turn, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doc.
So I'm gonna move in and try and use healing on him. See if I can bandage him up.
All right. He's you open the door, make a notice roll.
Yeah.
You see him slumped at the back wall, and his pistols are on the ground next to him, and he's got his hands covering his body, trying to hold the blood in.
Gonna try and take care of you, so just don't do anything stupid.
Go ahead and make a heal roll.
No, that worked.
10.
Yeah, that worked out well.
Wow. Okay. October.
And I am going to move into, actually, yeah, I'm going to move into the doorway. And is that the doorway? This is the doorway. And just kind of monitor the situation of both the 3 outside and the person on the porch. And I will put away the tomahawk, and kind of just stand there with my arms folded, scowling.
All right. We're gonna move to non-combat now. So say whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. You
go
getting
round up.
bandaged up. You're pretty sure that he's going to be miserable, but he's going to survive, and you can get him back to civilization.
Number 1, I'm looking for the 4 horses. I'm gonna tie all their leads together, and he can ride side set or over the top of one of them.
I probably should have assigned horses somewhere.
It's all good.
Had you asked me where's the horses, I would have had to think of that. I'm just going to say the horses were here on this side, tied up.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so I'll tie all 4 of their leads together, so we can lead them back, and Chuck can go on that. Then I'm also gonna go in while the doc's tending to them and search for the money.
Yeah, you find a saddlebag full of money.
Okay.
You find a saddlebag. It's got $1,200 in it.
Weird that there's only $800 in that saddlebag.
I was thinking about it. But
Really? I thought there was only 400.
yeah. Yep, I'll put that with our horses in saddlebags, and get to work digging graves for the others.
Oh, you're not going to take their bodies back?
We might as well.
I guess. Yeah, put them on the other horses, I suppose.
You'd be used to that. I mean, it's a way to prove that you got them.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Unless there's something else you guys want to do here, I'm going to do the and put you back in St. Louis.
Perfect.
So you stop at the sheriff's office, and which would have been your normal procedure because, you know, taking prisoners to the federal building, no point for that. The jail's at the sheriff's office there in St. Louis. So you take the bodies, you take care of those. He calls another doc to see to Mr. Potts, and he gives you a writ saying that you have turned in 4 prisoners, and says, "Thank you, Marshal."
Much obliged.
It's towards evening. Are you going to try to see if Abe is in his office, or
Yeah,
go
I
see him
think
in the
I will.
morning?
I'll go check and see if he's in his office just to give him a status report.
All right. You other two going? We may never know. It's funny. They look like they're looking at each other having a conversation.
Yeah.
That's ironic too, because we were probably having a conversation with the partners.
Yeah.
So I have not been a bounty hunter for the government before. Do you get the money that was spoken of in the wanted ad? Or because this was a favor for your father, I'm guessing?
Not father,
Oh.
But
I'm sorry.
close enough.
So the answer is you're lawmen, and no, you don't get the reward.
Unfortunately,
That's why you get a lawman salary.
we're lawmen, not bounty hunters. So no, unfortunately, we can't keep the cash, but we do get a salary from from Uncle Sam. So there's that.
Interesting that piece of tin just cost you a small fortune. And I'll go back out and start brushing all of the horses.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it.
And I will take off the tin star, and I'll hand it back to Doc. And go back out and brush the horses.
Okay, I'll just put the badge back in my pocket.
So I have a question about loot for Deadlands.
Sir.
If we were to search those 3 bodies and find 3 6-shooters,
Okay.
can we sell those 6-shooters?
Right. I was going to ask the same about the horses.
I was going with something small like 6-shooters first.
Got it.
For pattern of effect.
I see.
So
if it was, for example, if it was rifts, it wouldn't matter, right?
right,
We
it
would
wouldn't
either use
matter.
it or find the next town, or it wouldn't be usable to us. But
No, so here's what I'm thinking, and I'm trying to imagine Rooster Cogburn coming back into town with 3 dead bodies on horses, and I think he would have dropped the bodies off at the courthouse, and then he would have taken the 3 horses over to the stable, and he'd have sold them for a fraction of whatever they're worth. But he and of course Rooster Cogburn then would have taken that, bought a bottle of whiskey, and that's what he would have done with it.
probably, yeah.
But so let me see, page 26. So I don't see that as out of character, is what I'm saying.
then I will leave that up to the 2 actual lawmen. But I am keeping one of the horses.
No, that's fine. I got no problem with that. I'm going to take
See
one
the
of the
problem with that.
Yeah, I'm going to take one of the horses and sell it. That
You don't
leaves-
want to sell 3 of the horses?
2 of the horses.
2 of the horses. What are you doing with the other 2? You're keeping one, and what's
You win.
So I'm keeping one. What they do with the other? I'm keeping the one.
right?
That
Mark
looks the
said
youngest
2.
is
He's selling 2.
No,
You're
I'm
keeping
not.
1.
I said I'm selling
Geek
one.
Media rated my stream with 2 viewers.
There's 4 horses.
Correct.
Daniel's keeping 1.
Yep, and I'm taking one and selling it.
Okay. There's 2 left. I need to know what happens to the.
Doug.
I'll sell the other 2.
There you go.
Okay. And you're going to take. Are you going to sell their pistols?
What kind of pistols do they have?
There we
And
go.
if they're just
now,
another
now
set
I'm
of
muted.
Colt
Uber Geek
peacemakers,
Media,
then yeah,
welcome
I'll
in,
sell 'em.
Raiders. Hello there. Thank you for coming
There
in.
were a couple. Colt
Everybody
Navies
that's here, if
beat up.
you're not following
Not
worth
Uber
a whole
Geek
lot.
Media, please make sure you do so. Let's give you a shout out.
I'll keep
Geek.
the ammunition.
How
and
was your
sell
stream?
the-
What were you
I
guys
think
doing
Colt
tonight?
Navies are 45s, right?
Nope, they're 36s.
7
Oh,
days to
okay.
die. It looks like. Hopefully you did not
And I'll
die.
sell
We're
the
able
lot
to
of
build a
them.
good amount of stuff.
So here's what I'm going to do. You guys can divide this how you want. Their weapons were crappy. Their horses were flea bitten. And so all told, selling it all. And of course, Mark knows what happens when you try to sell comics to a guy who sells comics. He doesn't give you overstreet value for the comics. So all told, you're going to get $90 for selling all that,
Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate that. You're a
which
rock
you
star.
don't feel like you're being taken advantage of. I'm just saying.
It's 90 more than we had a second ago.
Yeah,
And you can divide that up how you want.
30 for each of us.
that works for me.
Are you taking the money there, October?
Nope. I'm giving $30 to where is your name?
Oh.
Charles Jansen.
Yeah, okay. If he was going to do that, I wouldn't have. I would have just taken his cut anyways. And even though he won't take it, I have a kitty set aside for October.
I got it.
When he changes his mind
Okay.
or needs something.
Thank you, Uber Greek. I think we're having a great stream. I hope you're enjoying it. All right, gentlemen. So you go see Abe?
Yep.
All right. So you walk in. He looks up. Well,
Well, we took one of them alive. I think we took our main guy.
all right.
He
You
had
got
about- He had 3 others with him. I mean, they weren't so lucky.
I see. You got a writ for me?
I do. Here you go.
All right.
I hand
So
him the writ.
he opens a drawer, he pulls out a folder and he starts writing some stuff and he's attaching in that writ to the folder. He's like, all right. He says, that's fantastic. He says, I appreciate it. He looks right over at Charles and he says, all right, well, I still have some questions about you, sir, but he looks at Doc and he said, he did okay.
He did all right. I'm glad he had my back.
And this guy, he points at October.
He definitely pulled his own weight.
All right. Then I want you guys to meet me at the rail yard tomorrow at, oh, heck, I'd like to eat some breakfast. Meet me there at 9:30.
All right.
All right. So again, unless you want to do something, it'll just be 9:30.
And actually, as we leave Abe's office, I pulled Doc aside for a second and I say, Doc, he could have been sitting in there with his guns drawn, waiting for you to come through the door.
I realize, but you got him pretty good, so.
I know, but I don't do the medicine work, if you know what I mean. You're the only one that can. I'd rather you were saving one of us, if that makes sense.
I hear you. Don't worry about it.
All right. And I show October the $30 that I have for him, and I stick it in the saddlebag where I've been sticking any money that he refuses to take.
And I tell Chuck, oh, by the way, I still have his badge. So.
Who, October's?
Yeah.
How did you get it?
He gave it back to me.
I'm not surprised.
I figured I'll just hand it back to him whenever we need to do something official like.
If you
that way keep things above board.
Yeah, if you want, I'll carry it.
All right.
All right.
Hand him the badge.
And I'll tuck it in with his money. His horrible man-made touched money.
That's right.
And he looks at October and says, October, you need anything?
Sleep. Sleep would be good.
Well, I'll take, if I buy you a hotel room, you're going to go in?
No.
That's
I saw a spot down by the river. It appears that small groups have set up camp there already, so I think I might join them.
I mean, that's an option. But tell you what, why don't we hit the general store, see if they have some tents and maybe a couple bedrolls, and then I'll join you out there. I don't fear for your safety. Don't get me wrong. I fear for their safety.
Understood.
All right. And Doc, you want to join us on a camping trip overnight?
Sure, why not? It's been a
So
while since I've done a spell of camping.
So we'll go to the general store. We'll buy a couple comfy pillows if we can get them, some bedrolls, and a couple tents because I know October's not gonna buy them.
He has his own. Well, he has his own tent.
Right. Use them.
He can't use your tent anyway.
Yeah, I know. And then I'll also buy. They wouldn't be 6-packs because they don't make them back then. I guess just 12 bottles of strong beer.
Yeah.
You can get that, yeah.
Yep. And what will that run us?
Let's call it $10.
Okay, it comes out of October's saddlebag. Because
Totally accepted.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be camping in the first place.
Didn't say you needed to begin with.
All right. Well, you guys have a nice time camping. I don't have much to say about it, and again, unless there's something y'all want to do.
Nobody picks a fight with October.
No.
Okay. Good.
No, you're good. And you guys wake up a little stiff. You know, it's not like sleeping on a comfy bed, but it is a nice morning. I think. Let me see. Is it a nice morning? Oh yeah, it's a real nice morning, actually. Cool breeze, nice bright sun, barely a cloud in the sky. Beautiful morning. And so yeah. Anything you want to do before meeting the marshal at 9:30 by the tracks?
No.
If there's some kind of street food on the way, two of us will grab it.
You had 3 tents, right?
2.
3 because I already have a tent. But
Oh,
he
okay.
bought 2.
Yeah, I bought 2.
I see. Okay. All right.
I'll buy breakfast.
So when you wake up, whichever one of you wakes up first and crawls out of your tent, October is sitting there. He's already got his tent packed up and on his horse, and he's just sitting there kind of enjoying the view of the river.
I'll never understand why you like to get up early.
Matter of fact,
Morning is
yeah.
good.
Anyway, so yeah, you find somebody with a cart and has some kind of something that's fitting for the 1884s, and some food, and
Head to the station.
so you get there, and out front of the passenger terminal. What does somebody call a train station?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it in 1884, but whatever it is, there you are. And Abe is standing out front, and he's talking to some guy who's got white hair and a beard, and he talks to him, and as you guys approach, that guy walks off back through the train station. Well, I'm happy to see you guys on time.
Yeah.
I got
Abe.
something to show you.
What you got?
So he walks through the station, and you see sitting there, you see a train. Everybody make notice rolls for me.
I see my horseshoes.
Okay.
All right.
I thought you said
All right,
you had something to
so-
show us, Marshall. I'm looking around the train.
October, you see some man-made stuff. You see that everybody is paying attention to a particular train, although I'm not sure you're interested.
Not really, yeah.
You see that there's a couple trains in the rail yards there, Charles, but you've no idea what the heck you're supposed to be looking at. And Doc, you see a train that doesn't look like a normal train. I mean, it's a normal train, but the string of cars attached to it make it just look like an unusual configuration for a train. And what you see is there's an engine, there's a coal car, there's something that looks like just a regular passenger car. And matter of fact, you see 3 of those. Then you see you see a livestock car and a caboose. So counting the engine, you see 1, 2, 7 cars. So engine to caboose, there's 5 cars between them.
It's quite the rig.
I thought you'd like it. So I'm
Wait.
going to be joining you on this trip. I guess I didn't mention that before.
What are we looking at?
You see this train here, Charles?
Yep.
That's going to be our home for the next little while.
All right.
We've been asked by the powers what be up in Washington to figure out what's going on in the West.
That's a tall order.
We also need to go find a gentleman by the name of Kurtz. That's the second part of our mission.
I guess First question I would have is what's that mean, tackle what's going on in the West?
Well, there's all kinds of rumors of stuff going on out there, some weird stuff. And yeah, that's just it. We're going to do our jobs as marshals. And if we come across anything strange, we're going to report that back. And matter of fact, you see that guy who was talking to him walk up and said, he walks up to Abe. And if you look, do I have the right page? I don't. Boop. There you go. I've added him to the page. You can see the gentleman walk up and he says, train's ready, Marshal. Marshal looks at you and says, I want to introduce, this is Umberto Ordonez. He's our science advisor. If we find anything weird, he's the one that we just bring it back to him and he'll do the figuring out.
Well, welcome aboard.
Chuck actually puts his hand in the air.
Well, go on.
What's a science?
How the natural order of things work in the world. It's a study of that.
So you're a nature advisor? You're good in trees and such?
Well,
Suppose that'd be part of it.
technology, you know,
Huh.
natural order and things invented and whatnot.
So you're an inventor.
Well, I do that on the side too. Yeah.
All right. I got an idea for an invention. We should talk about it sometime.
All right. We'll have time between while we're riding on the train. He points to the car right after the coal car and he says, you see that one?
Mm.
That car is mine.
Okay.
Abe looks at you and says, all right, gentlemen, load your horses up. I assume you're ready to go.
I look over at October. I'm like, you good with this?
What did we work out about that? I can't remember.
You're going to
If you stay on the horse, you'll never actually touch the train.
you were going to ride along.
Yeah, I think it was me riding along and keeping up behind. Yeah. I'll be on the train. I'll be on the train for plot reasons when plot reasons need it, just like a TV show. But otherwise, I'll just meet you guys at the next station.
You have a rubber banding horse. That's your magic horse. It rubber bands you along to the next station.
That's a fast horse.
I love it.
Well, John and
We
I
actually
looked up,
did the math.
Yeah, I was gonna say John and I looked up the actual speed of trains from that era.
Yeah, it probably isn't much faster than a horse.
Not really.
Yeah, the difference is it can go for 8 hours, whereas a horse can't.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe the answer is we throw a rope behind the train and we put hoverboard hooves on the horse and you can just Marty McFly behind the whole time.
I have 2 horses now, so it's not like one horse is gonna bear my weight for that long.
That's true. That's true. Okay, cool. Then we'll load our horses. And I say to October, really? You're going to ride behind the train?
Really? You're going to trust your life to some kind of metal monster?
It's hardly a monster. It's just like
Where's its mind?
the person driving it, the conductor.
I think that in itself shows just how much you don't know about how that works.
Or is it the engineer? I never remember the names of those folks.
Yeah, it works. Engineer's fine.
All right. All right.
And
Oh,
he'll.
October's not coming with us?
He's coming with us. He's just gonna ride behind the train.
Oh. All right.
There
Well,
are
I ain't
some-
Papa.
What did you say?
I ain't
his
your papa.
All right.
All right. So you guys get horses loaded up. You guys get settled. And
I'll open the window and I will be sitting in my seat and I look out. Do I see October?
he's not from where you're sitting.
Do we know where we're going? Did he say it?
West,
He just said west.
Yeah.
so far.
Then October's gone.
Oh, he got a head start?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And train starts moving. And it shows up in one of those little boxes. And this episode is closed, gentlemen.
Cool.
Great.
Thank you for running, John.
Thank you for running. As
Yeah.
always,
Thank
appreciate everybody coming through. We're going to end up rating someone out here in a moment. We'll do that in a second. But I do want to thank everybody for coming out. As always, thank you to everybody. Oh, is it not going to work? It's not going to work. Hold on. Hopefully my computer doesn't crash right here. When I try and turn this on, we'll see. There you go. Perfect. Oh, it just needs to go higher. Thank you, everybody. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and, of course, the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload new content, which is every single day of the week, Monday through Friday. Patreon.com/GamersLedge. Get your name on every single show that we do for as little as $1 a month, like the fine folks scrolling across our screen right now, our Patreon and Twitch producers, to whom we could not do things that we do without them. So thank you to all of them. Thank you guys for watching and staying and hanging out and lurking and making us to drink to Torms and all the good stuff. Appreciate everybody coming through tonight. We will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I do it every time. 5 p.m. Pacific for 4 DMs, 1 idea, which is our TTRPG inspired show. It's a little bit of improv, a little bit of creative process. And basically we take 4 ideas or 1 idea with four people and come up with something.
You must be tired.
I am a little tired, not gonna lie. And then we'll be back at 7 p.m. after that Pacific for Fun with Friends Friday. We're doing Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Feel free to come out, watch, participate, play, laugh, all that good stuff. That'll be happening at 7 p.m. Pacific, and extra streams over the weekend as possible. But that's going to do it for us. Until next time, thanks for watching, and be excellent to each other. And until next time, game on.
Game on.
And it didn't work. There we go.
I need you closer than ever, ever than before. My life is wasted if I can't spend it all with you. I've lived in total darkness, now you're my only light. When you're away, I feel like a shadow in the night. Hold me, and look into my eyes. You'll be staying always by my side. I'll never let you go. No, I'll never let you go. You stay with you go. No, I'll never let you go. You stay with me. I'll never let you go. No, I'll never let you go. You stay with me until the end of time.
You're watching HMN.